Bam, I see you.
Let everybody pile up in here real quick, man, on this Thursday evening. Coffee.
You feel me?
G. Rule said, is that going to be California time? That's going to be right now time.
let's, let's get it. Hey, they ain't seen no collab like this 2 times in one day in a minute.
Yeah, man. Earlier, we tried to do this earlier, y'all, but Verizon's terrible. I called Verizon and spazzed out, and it's my fault I let the phone die.
Did you know I just worked for Verizon?
Yeah, well, I should have called you then.
Hell no, they got this thing, this cube that I was going door to door. I was trying to do that shit. Door to door selling this cube. And I ended up seeing one of my coworkers and I felt bad for him because he knocked on my door. And I was already damn near out the door. So I offered him some business. Like, fuck it, I'll buy one from you. Man, I'm still stuck with this thing. I've been trying to give it back. Man, I have called about 4 times. They will not send me the return package to get this damn 5G home cube.
You talking about this?
Nah, it's a little box. It's a
I guess it's my Wi-Fi. I gotta have this to upload.
Yeah, this one powered all the devices in the house, but when we plugged it in, it started messing with the other internet we had that we would have let go, but they just wasn't working together.
All right, so everybody's in here, man. Everybody's in here. Go ahead. I know Dirt. Me and Dirt talk a lot, man. That's my dude. I've been rocking with Dirt for a while. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Dirt, to everybody, and let them know where they can find you at.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Dirty Weather 916. I'm from Sacramento, California. I've been at this for a long time, man. I used to have a show called The Bakery, but now I got a show called The Hollow View that I'm about to bring back. And lately I've been just really like networking because I get off restriction at the end of this month. So it's time to step on the gas and show what I've been working on behind closed doors.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on, man. I was checking your videos out and I said, how the hell this dude ain't blow up, man? How did he not blow up? And then me and you got to talking and it made sense because you was just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
With it. Instead of just sticking to the script, you can't halfway through a horror movie start doing comedy. You know what I mean? And I think
I'm gonna say that early on in this YouTube genre, there had to be somebody to make the mistakes and somebody to be a renegade so we know how far limits that we could push. And unfortunately, them limits that I pushed early on kind of got me where YouTube was sitting on me a little bit.
Right.
Like I had
Chill Will, salute Chill Will, man. My bad. Go ahead. Anytime somebody donates, and Chill Will, he's in everybody's comments. He always shows love, man. That's my dude. I talk to Chill Will behind the scenes too. But you were saying, I didn't mean to cut you off. You said what now?
Shit, hell no. Nah. Shout out Chill Will.
I know because I hear people all the time say, like, this person started the prison genre. This person, I'm like, Dirt was dropping prison videos, what, 6 years ago? Or longer?
My first prison post, like prison content, was actually 2013.
2013. 9 years ago.
Yeah, that was the video when that was right when I first got out the first time in 2013. Because I came out with all these visions and things that what I wanted to do. I just knew that inside it was hella characters. Like all the homies was characters. So that's when I made the first prison skit about prison rolling papers, where I was like, in prison, we ain't had no rolling papers. This is what we call rolling papers with the meal text. I don't know what do y'all call it out there. We call it meal text 415.
We just call it paper. Try to grab that paper for me. You know the tissue paper comes wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green junk. We just call it just grab that paper, rolling papers. We ain't really got no or the green paper. We did have a name for it. I'm trying to think of it though. I can't think. I got a buddy here that could probably think of it. I got a homeboy. I'm not gonna put him on camera till I get ready, but he's sitting off to the side watching it. Just did 19 years. He's still fresh on all the lingo. You know what I mean? Like he started work with me today, so he's over here chilling. He came home last Tuesday, 19 straight.
Yeah. That mean he ain't even got driver's license.
He got it the next day.
Woo, shit.
The next day, that man when he got a license, when he told me he was gonna go get his license, I was like, he don't realize things don't work the way we want them to work.
At least he didn't have to go through like feeling like Mr. Invisible Man because
he called me the next day and said I got my license. Where you go, Dirt? But yeah, he called the next day and said he got his license. I said, man, You ain't getting no license the day after you got out of prison. Yes, I did. I said, read and tell me it says license on it. It says driver's license. Yeah, he got his license within 24 hours of getting out. So we're gonna wait for Dirt to get back in. I think he lost service. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Let me check in on y'all. Jason Reed in the house, Eric Edmonds, Pumpkin Spice, Zipsa from Beaufort, South Carolina. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, I'm back now. Hey, trying to get shit right. I hit the wrong button. The old amateur move.
Australia in the house. Byron Ellie been watching the show for a while on vacation. Can't stop. Big salute, Byron. Yeah, Byron. So, yeah, he got out Tuesday of last week. I picked him up from the bus station, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know when somebody gets out, you ain't got to ask if they got out. You can tell. Like when I pulled up, it was a couple other dudes standing with him. I knew without asking that they had just got out. Because everybody's standing there looking around like,
shit,
they got the meth eyes. You know what I mean? Like, amazed.
Me and you looking like we just got out.
I'm always going to look like I just got out.
White tee. You got a V-neck on too? Oh, no, because you rounded. You rounded, but shit.
But yeah, he got out Tuesday, got his license Wednesday, man. Got everything straight. Went and seen his PO yesterday. I worked with him on maintenance in prison for like 5 years, so I already know his work ethic. And he's a solid dude, man. He did 19 years for somebody else. Didn't even do it. Dirt was just there. For y'all watching, y'all hear what I just said? He didn't even do it. He was just there.
Man, I was trying to save my blunt for later. Damn, that made me instantly like for somebody else.
Bro, they snatched him up because the guy at the party, the only one he knew was him. So they snatched him up, arrested him, and they like, we know you didn't do it, but tell us who did and we'll let you go. He held water and ended up sentencing that man to 19 years, man. Been in the last 2 decades for something he ain't even do. Just being there. So for all y'all, I don't commit crimes, your homeboy might. You know what I mean? And that could be what takes you down.
They actually just passed a law in California where they're trying to make it like you got people that were in the car, whether somebody else pop off, and they might not have known that they was about to pop off, but everybody was getting charged. So now they got legislation trying to change that where you can't be charged exactly like the person that pulled the trigger because you was there.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I agree. You shouldn't.
How many dudes you been locked up with that had a body that didn't have a body? If you get what I'm saying. Like me and you go in the bank, you drive the car, I shoot somebody in the bank, you get a murder charge.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. If we in on it together, if we're gonna split the bag together, we're gonna split the crime together, and that's the way the court see it.
Man, hey, let bro know. I know how he feels. I know what he's going through, and just let him know, man. One day at a time.
Right.
One day at a time. Like, and enjoy the small moments, because them small moments turn into mountains of problems later on in life. But right now, in your innocence is coming home after all that time, man, enjoy the moments. If you like fishing, go fishing.
Right. Hold on a second, man. I got to get this dog out of here. Hold on 1 second, man. This dog, I'm going to kill it. I'm not really going to kill it. I'm going to put it in the cage. People take that shit literally. He beats dogs. I love my dogs. I'm going to go put it in the cage.
I can't be an accomplice. Hey, man, what's up? Let me look at this thing. Georgia, the real chain gang. I'm going to tell you something. We don't do that out here. Like in the West Coast, we don't do no chain gangs. We not busting nobody's rocks. We not going out in the fields and getting handcuffed to other people. We not picking no cotton. And yes, there are prison and there's spots in Texas where the inmates pick cotton. Ask Tim Snow. Yes, there is. So we not doing none of that in the West Coast. But when I was getting transported from Florida to California, and all the different characters I was meeting on the transport bus, that's what they call it down there in Georgia and Florida and probably in Kentucky, like the chain gang. That's what they call that shit. To me, the chain gang is something from the old movies, from like the movies where they got the striped suits with a ball a ball handcuffed to their ankles,
out there beating on rocks,
busting rocks. That's the chain gang in my mind.
So let's get this started. How old was you the first time you got in trouble, man? Was this something like I know guys that got in trouble for the first time at 30 years old?
Hold on, pause. I don't mean to cut you off. Damn! Shout out Chili Willie.
Hey, much love to Chill Will. Thank you. Salute, Chill. Chill's my dude, man. For people that don't know who Chill Will is, I know more about him than some. He's a good damn dude, man. And this ain't something he just does over here. He gives back all across the world. And that's why that man is blessed, because it ain't all about him.
Man, that's dope. Like that's man.
That's my dude, man. Chill is good people. I've turned to Chill in moments of not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
And because I know he's an outsider looking in and he's got a big brain.
Yeah.
I reached out to him. And we've had some good back and forth, man. Good people.
That's what's up, man. Hey, shout out to
AZ Ruction in the house. Shout out to my man AZ Ruction. What up with you, little brother? So, all right, so let's get back into your life, man. What point did you realize that you wanted to be a dummy and go just get locked up all the time?
So I kind of call it at the moment that my innocence was lost. So at 9 years old, I decided I wanted to burn up a field, right? And in Sacramento, California, like a 9-year-old arsonist, they wasn't hearing nothing about nothing like that. So when they locked me up, man, I promise you, like I couldn't fit none of the clothes. The shoes was damn near too big. I was 9 years old in the kiddie unit. I mean, but there was teenagers, but I was 9 years old in that unit. And I kind of say that was the beginning of my innocence being lost, because when they went to release me, literally they kept me in there for 3 months at 9 years old. Literally, back then you get a social worker. My social worker had to break down in tears. She had promised me, if I get you released, I'm gonna get you a candy bar. That's all my young ass could think about was this candy bar that I'm gonna get once I get released from there. And she finally was like, because the DA was a paralyzed dude that only could move his chin. And this motherfucker coming to court. I'm not mocking. Sorry. I promise you I'm not mocking. But this is the exact truth. That motherfucker come in the wheelchair with the chin and sit there. And this is the DA. That motherfucker tried to lock me up till I was 18 years old. He sat there and told the judge, I'm going to be responsible for a lot of people getting killed, because I'm going to burn up a building next, and showed the progression of a pyromaniac.
You were a 9-year-old child.
Man, he put them shoes on me. Until my social worker broke down in court and was like, he's only a child. And so they let me.
Charismatical. This is my view on that, man. That's young. That's younger than me. I was breaking the law. I ain't gonna lie. At 9, I was breaking the law, but I was running with older kids. You know what I mean? I was that kid. I was the follower.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay, do this, do that. But when you go in at that age, it desensitizes you.
Yeah.
When you already like saying, I'm gonna whoop you with the belt. You know what I mean? Well, you've been whooped with the belt before, so you know the worst of it. At 9 years old, if you go in and like you did and you've seen it, well, I can do whatever I want. You know what I mean? This is all it is. That wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and that's what happened when I came home and I accidentally stole from my mom. Well, I didn't accidentally steal. I had a habit of stealing from my mama's purse, and normally I pluck $1 or $5 or something. And one day I accidentally plucked 100 and went to the store like I normally do, like just gonna give me my candy bar, my standard pickle, because I'm 9. Man, when they gave me all that change, I didn't know what to do. So I went to school and started passing out money. It was like, go talk to him. He giving money out, because I didn't want to take it home. Boy, when I got home, my mama must have chased me in the room, and I climbed. I went up under the bed, like ran up under the bed and was hiding up under that thing, because I knew what she got in her eyes is death. All of a sudden, like, you know how you could feel like something that was protecting you ain't there no more? She literally lifted the bed up with one hand and was standing over me. I'm telling you, I was like this, and I looked up. And at first, I seen the mattress, and I looked up again. I seen the roof of the room, and I knew it was all bad. Like, she didn't move this bed, and she tore into my ass so bad that my stepdad had to he had to come in with the towel and rescue me.
So from there, did that lead to you getting locked up?
From there, I went to group homes. From 9 years old, from there, when they let me go to placement, which was NAC, then they sent me to group homes, and then that started like a whole 2-year adventure. Then I went back home, and then I went back to group homes, and that started another 2 years adventure. So by the time I really got back home, I was like 13. I had been gone from 9 to 13. So by the time I really got home, ain't no whoopings no more. Like, my innocence is lost. Like, I'm buying my own clothes. Excuse me. I'm stealing my own clothes. So I don't need mama but for nothing but a roof over my head. I'm sad to say. But from then, like, it was kind of like my uncle and my cousin, my older cousin, they seen what direction I was going. And they pulled my mom to the side and was like, look, this is the life he's chosen. He's gang banging. He's in the streets. You need to let him come with us so we can teach him this life, because this is the way he's going. And my mom was like, nah, he ain't, this my baby. Well, not even before I was 18, I was already heading to the pen.
So what do you mean you were headed to the pen before you were 18?
I caught my case when I was 17.
Let's talk about that. I mean, if you want to talk about that? What initially sent you to prison? Me, I was one of those dudes. We were poor. And this is no excuse. I'm not making excuses. I always worked, but I just didn't feel like we had enough.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been robbed. It's terrifying. I don't rob no more. I was a jack boy. That's what sent me off. I robbed. You know what I mean? If I didn't have enough, I would go take it from other people by force. That's what sent me off. So let's hear about what sent Dirt off to the pen. And you did all your time in California, correct?
California. What I'm gonna say without glorifying it is I'm gonna say that one of the crimes that really sent me to prison, I didn't even get caught for. I'm gonna just say karma came for me, because the thing about when you want to put a gun in somebody's face, don't nobody tell you that it's one of the most addicting things next to drugs, because it's hand in hand with getting money. Right. And you say you do a robbery and you only get 200, that's only enough to make it through the night. So you right back in that repeat pattern of what you're gonna continuously do. Next to you dig yourself a hole and it's too late. But I wasn't getting caught. What got me caught is I decided to go do a robbery with my partners, but I went to the back, right? And I'm going to give it to you uncut, Jay, because I feel so bad. I really feel, despite what I went to prison for, this is the universal law that I violated that sent me back. So I go back we go rob this restaurant or this bakery. And when I go to the back, man, there was this girl back there, little girl, man. And I already got my gun out. Like, the other person is stripping everybody in the front. So when I go back there, it's the little girl. It's the girl. She's like 9, 10 years old. She's like 12, 13. And her brother is probably about 16, 17. Well, I came back here for a reason, to get this money. Mm-hmm. So she seen the gun in my hand and stuck out her Hello Kitty, her Hello Kitty wallet.
Oh, man.
I took her Hello Kitty wallet, took the money out and threw it and tossed it back to her. Right. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't only nothing, it was like $12, $13.
No, I appreciate it. We don't hide from who we are, man. I've told stories on things I did that I'm not proud of, but it makes us who we are. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, it was like $12, $13. I made her brother give me that too. But I was so caught up in the moment, I didn't really think about the impact that I had on this girl until I was sitting in the county jail, and I thought about it like, damn, she probably will never trust another black person again. Like, I'm probably the boogeyman to this little girl. Man, that's fucked up, and I committed a crime against the universe, and that's why the universe punished me.
No, and that's the stuff that you deal with. Remorse for me came when I was locked up. I didn't have a whole lot of remorse in the streets. I'm just gonna be real. So much stuff happens back to back that whatever happened yesterday, 10 more things gonna happen since then, and just push that out of my mind. But once I was able to lay it down and really think about what I'd done in life and how I'd impacted others, that shit sucked, man. It sucks when you really got to look yourself in the face, in the mirror, and come to terms with what you've done.
Man, my dentist office is right next to one of the restaurants, and I be, man, my conscience says go over there and apologize. It was so long ago, but go over there and apologize, just just to see. And I see myself do it in my mind a whole bunch of times.
Right.
I see myself doing it in my mind a whole bunch of times, but truth of the matter is, I'm not that person no more. I'm not that person, and I've made peace with my God and everybody that I needed to about that.
So that whole case, you went to county, right?
Yep.
How was county? Let's talk about county out in Cali, man. How was county?
I ended up in a fight in the first 2 weeks. I ended up in the fight in the first 2 weeks. Like I like coming from juvenile hall, maximum security, going to the county. I mean, just think, I'm going from kids to men. And I already had the reputation in juvenile hall of being like a rioter. Like, I'll take off on you quick. All that shit. They were taking off on me. I take off on them. Like, we gonna scrap. But that's different when you come in and dealing with grown men. And so when I seen my first grown man fight that I didn't understand, literally I was like,
yeah, because you see it's a whole different caliber of fighting.
Yeah, but it's the fact that I didn't understand what was going on was what the scary thing was.
Right.
But basically, I fell inside. They tried to politic on me and make me beat up my homie that came in, and he's a Crip. I'm a Blood. So the way Sacramento County was back in them days, you wasn't supposed to. If you was a Blood, you supposed to be on the east side. If you was a Crip, you supposed to be on the west side. And one of my partners I knew from the streets, they accidentally sent him up in the wrong side. So the Oak Park cats, which is from Oak Park, California, like where Mozzie from, they was like, oh man, where he from? I was like, yeah, he from TCG. It was like, TCG? Talking Crip Gang? Oh yeah, we got to get him.
Bad day, man.
They was like, you did. It was like, they so partner, so you got to get him. I don't even understand about politics. I don't know that they pushing politics on me. I don't understand. I don't want to beat up my friend. He was my friend. So I called him to the blinds, and sure enough, he didn't want to come. And then when they went inside at lunchtime, at day room recall, he hit the button, and they came and got him. So I'm deep down inside, I'm feeling like I ain't punked the game or nothing, because he left on his own. So I'm back to being my normal self. So they moved me upstairs. They want my cell. They put me in a cell with a cellie. Why that night they was hollering? Somebody was hollering disrespect. I ain't gonna say it, but it's a disrespectful word referred to Crips. I ain't gonna say it, but they was like, yeah, man, that dude up there is one of them things. And my cellie know me from the streets. And he like, man, they was disrespecting somebody up here, and I know it ain't him. I mean, I know it ain't me, and I know it ain't you. So when I go downstairs, they like, yeah, because you didn't get your homie, you a Crip. And then we got to get you. So, literally.
You say they, who's they?
They meaning the older Bloods in the pods. This dude was actually from Texas, but they call him Tex, but he actually been kind of in the swing of things with these Old Park cats and these Fruit Ridge. He kind of been in the swing of things, and they know him, and he been a YA. So even though he came from Texas, he fell up under Sacramento when he went to YA out here. So he already had that mind frame, like he was with all the business. I'm not knowing. I'm coming from juvenile hall, and he just pushed politics on me and said, because I didn't get my Crip homie, I gotta go. So I'm coming from juvenile hall. I'm a scrapper, and I told him I ain't going nowhere. Like, I ain't going nowhere. I even had my big homies come over to try to talk him down, and they was like, man, he ain't trying to hear none of that. You just gonna have to fight him. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. So I went to the door, right? I'm like, hey, how long we gonna fight for? Hey, Jay. He looked at me with socks on his hands and was like, don't worry. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I was like,
Hey, those be the worst ones too. When you see somebody wrapping their hands up, like he's more worried about what he's gonna do to his hands than he is you.
I promise you, man, I was scared as shit.
How the fight go?
Man, so in the county jail, when the doors open, you hear click, 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 click,
Right.
click.
No chain system.
Right. So I had to wait out. I'm upstairs, so I got to wait downstairs in the blinds, and his cell is in the blinds. So when the door came, click, 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 man, I had me a soap on the rope too. Like, you know, I had me a soap on the rope just in case it got crucial, right? But by the time as his door came open, I was throwing every windmill and upper powder puff I had. Shit, man, this is a grown ass man. I'm a kid, so I'm throwing everything at him. I'm connecting, but man, he had a little technique. I ain't had no technique. Like he stepped back and came forward and hit me. Bing, bing. When he hit me, I seen some stars and just grabbed him. Ugh. When I grabbed him, we went against the wall, right? My shoulder was inside his like his chest. My shoulder was pushing into his chest, but he had me wrapped under my arm, squeezing me. When he squeezed me, my shoulder dislocated. I'm telling you, my shoulder came out. But we was up against the wall, so I was hitting him. I was catching him. But my shoulder came out, and I was 100% defenseless at that moment. And man, done. I was like, my arm broke. They broke it up.
Pain alone will shut you down. Even if you can still fight with that other arm, I've had it dislocate. I got a bad shoulder anyway. Even if you can still fight with that other arm, the pain coming from this shoulder is gonna make you not want to do anything.
Then to sum that one up, like he came back and dope fit me with a tray too. I had an afro, so when he tried to dope fit me with the tray with my dislocated arm, remember I'm a little kid. I'm 18. They really try to push politics on me, but he hit me with the tray. It bounced off the tray and get all on him and shit. So in our county jail, like you don't want to hit the button. I was telling a story earlier on my channel when you came on. You don't want to hit the button in my county. But in that circumstances, I hit the button. It was like, what's happening? What's going on? I said, I fell off the bunk. They said, oh yeah? One of them, huh? All right. Came, got me, took me to the hospital.
Got another one that fell off the bunk. Go get him.
Yes. Came, took me to the hospital. They put my shoulder back in place. And that was that. I ended up catching another fade where I ended up knocking somebody out, but I was doing push-ups and shit. But that's not the one.
Remember, that's a good day right there, man. That's a good day.
Man. So remember earlier we had a discussion about head-up fades with other races.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in the branch, right? And the branch is the spot that is transitional between the county jail and prison. And I'm playing rummy, gin rummy with the white. I'm out of respect for you, I'm gonna say the white guy in the tank, the scrawny, skinny white guy in the tank. Like we playing gin rummy for Sunday breakfast, because that Sunday breakfast there, the French toast with the sausage, that shit was smacking. So that's worth gambling for. And I beat him, but he tried to cheat me. So you know how we catch somebody cheating, we like, yeah, this motherfucker cheating. Man, yeah. This motherfucker said, shut the fuck up. And you know how the record scratch? Shut the fuck up. I looked, I said, my daddy don't even tell me to shut the fuck up, and went to go grab my motherfucking shoes. As I went to grab my shoes, this is why you keep your shoes on. Right. I went to grab my shoes. He was already
flying. Shoes.
Man, I went for my Vans and my blue Vans now.
Oh, you was in the Jackie Chan's.
Yeah, man. This man, look, that motherfucker was already coming around the table like he already had his shit cocked from coming way around the table. I got one shoe on, right? But as he was getting closer, I was kind of hopping with the other shoe. But I couldn't get that motherfucker on in time, so I had to connect. Bing, when I hit him, his head went down. I don't know why the fuck I was punching him all in his head and shit. That was the stupidest place to punch some people sometimes. I'm binging his head up, and my shoulder came out of place in the middle of the fight. Now, mind you, it's still a little lightweight racial in where I'm at. Like, it's still black and white. But if you get beat up by this white guy, your career is gonna suffer tremendously.
Right.
So, because there's other people in the other tanks across the hallway saying, "You better not lose. You better not lose." And I'm sitting there, arm out, right? So when my arm come out, I'm left with like, I ain't got no choice, right? I got him in the headlock, standing up, and he got me kind of wrapped around the body. This arm is out. So the only option I got is to trip us and make us fall to the ground.
Take it to the ground.
Man, I took it to the ground. Once I took him to the ground, I bit the dog shit out of his ass, all in his chest. That motherfucker said, he bite me, let me go. So we separated. They was
hey, real quick, why do they always yell he's biting me when you bite somebody? I bit people too, and that's what they do. He's biting me, get him, he's biting me.
Shit, I just had to say that shit too.
So they broke y'all up.
So they broke us up, right? These I don't know what call these mother-loving instigators. They like, fight again, because I'm sitting there with my hard face, even though I know I'm in pain like a motherfucker. But I'm like, yeah, you don't want it, but I'm tired of shit. I'm telling you, I'm tired of shit. I ain't got no fight in me. So all I could do is just mock my way out of round 2. So here's the funny thing, right? About a week later, my hand, you probably, these hands didn't seen better days, but that little mark right there, that was tooth from when I put the shoe down and hit him. That was his tooth. That man, my motherfucker's hand swole up like a catcher's mitt, damn near. So they put me in the hospital in the infirmary in the back. They call it like the dog pound, because if you're on lockdown, you're gonna be in the back locked in these dog catcher can of things that are stacked on top of each other. So while I'm in there on like day 3 getting my little rabies shots or whatever shots, guess who comes in?
Yeah.
Guess who comes through the door? Oh, gin rummy cheater. Because I bit his ass on the chest. So his ass is just
Hey, you said your hand was messed up. I seen a dude one time, he punched a dude and had a piece of tooth. Like just a fragment get underneath the skin. And it wasn't even the tooth, it was just the bacteria on your teeth. That caused his hand, like you said, it swole up like a volleyball.
Man, the mouth is the dirtiest thing on your body. Like it's got the most germs in your body.
So like, all right, so your chew toy walks through the door.
I bust up laughing. Shit, that was the funniest shit ever.
All right, so you did your county. How much time did they end up giving you on the robbery?
They have given me 18 years.
Straight?
18 years. Shit.
Parolable, non-parolable? Like,
no, with parole. 18 years with parole. But
what did you do on that?
On that, I did like, a lot of times I say 17 years, but it was really like 16 and a half.
Oh, so you maxed out.
Pretty much, shit. I
maxed out. Y'all got 85%, right?
Yeah.
So you maxed out. You did day for day.
Pretty much, but I should have. I mean, I ain't proud of that though. That's the thing, man. I ain't proud of that, man.
I ain't nothing proud. I do this with a reason, man. There ain't nothing. There ain't no award for going to prison. You know what going to prison shows the world? That you couldn't make it out here, man. That's what going to prison. Unless you're fighting for something that's really worth fighting for, it just shows that you can't make it out here. I was that guy that couldn't make it.
I missed a lot of days. Like I watched about 2-3 release dates go by. And that was with filing shit to try to get time back with all that. I watched about 3-4 release dates go by because I couldn't get it. I had a thing for cell phones, so like them things set me back when they finally hit the system in Cali.
All right, so I gotta ask, like with AZ Ruction, I talk to AZ Ruction a lot. Shout out to him, man. Y'all don't know who AZ Ruction is? Go check his channel out. Make sure you subscribe. With me and him talking, we've talked some of the politics and Arizona, California's politics. I think the West Coast in general, y'all's politics is just a lot alike when you get out west. Coming into the penitentiary, me and you ain't talking. Like we're sitting here kicking it right now. That's a no-no.
Nah, don't let nobody tell you that. Because if you wasn't racist on the streets and we on the yard together, there's a protocol in place to allow us to have that conversation. So, for example, if I wanted to talk to somebody in the woodpile, I walk up to the woodpile, I stand on the outside and then point at them like, hey, or I'll tell one of the woods on the outside, can you go get Brent for me?
Hold on one second real quick, Dirt. Charismatical, hey, salute. Thank you for the chat. I screenshotted your name and I'll check you on the gram.
I want to get. Let me get somebody else a shout out too. Shout out Longbeard. I just want you to know, I see you, old chap. I see you, old chap, and it's no hard feelings, man. I'd love to see you again, man. I really do miss you, Longbeard. I swear to God, I miss you, man. All right, let's.
I gotta stay tapped in, man. I love my subscribers. They've been here. Some of these dudes been around for years, man, and they ain't got to do nothing. I appreciate everybody, man. So you could, like I said, coming in, like they tell me, white dudes and black dudes just ain't mixing. Out here on the East,
yeah,
we politic like this. You're gonna go where you belong. If you're just a bitch, you're gonna go hang out with the dudes that's soft. Like, you know what I mean? If you're racist, you're gonna hang out with dudes of your caliber. But out on the East, I don't have to go hang out with white dudes. When I go there, white dudes aren't gonna pull up on me and be like, "Hey, bro, we over here." That's not happening. When I come into jail, I'm gonna click up according to culture. Mm-hmm. That's how we'll put it. I'm gonna click up according to culture. Like, I'm a white dude from the streets that's into this, into that, into this. I'm gonna look for other dudes that into the same things that I am, and their color don't matter. And nobody around me is gonna have a problem with that. You know what I mean?
That's like a foreign. That's like a foreign language.
With y'all, that's not the case. Tell me how it is when you come in.
Man, when blacks come in, I'm going first. First, I'm gonna ask what bloods is in here. Like who the homies up in here, and if ain't no blood,
a double politic. You got a politic based off your race and your gang affiliation.
Yeah, like where the bloods at? If ain't no bloods in here, first I'm gonna say where the sack bloods at. And if ain't no sack bloods, then where the LA bloods at? If ain't no LA bloods, then who's the black in charge? Like who running stuff? Because there's certain key information I need to know. Like, is it on with anybody right now? How do I get to canteen? What's up with DCOs? Is DCOs cool? What's the program like? I need to know key things from the gate.
Right. So from there, what? You find your people and that's it? You just
well, for me, it's different because I knew someone everywhere I went. So it was a little different. So I'll probably be to know who was already there before I got there. I'll probably be to know who's on the yard. But once you find your people gonna be like, yeah, bro, we over here. Like, this is where the Bloods is, or this is where the home is. Because there's no one set area for the blacks. Like, you got the Crips over here, the Bloods over there, the Bay Area over there, San Bernardino over here, San Diego over there, the LA Blood car, the LA Crip car, and the Riverside car.
So say I know you on the streets. Me and you was homeboys on the streets. We grew up together. I walk in the block. I see you. We go to rec. Can I be like, hey, what's up, Dirk? Come on, man. Let's spin the track. And we just take off walking and go kick it and talk about things. Can we do that?
Yes.
See, yes. They make it seem like that's you do that, everybody's at your neck.
Yes. Man, there's a town called Auburn outside of Sacramento. And this is in Tracy. There was a brother that grew up in Auburn, and it ain't nothing but white dudes up there. Nothing. But he was the all-star black guy in the high school sports and all the shit, so the whole town knows him.
Oh, he was the chosen one.
He was the guy. He was that guy.
He was that guy.
So he's locked up in Tracy. So I can just imagine, like, he's supposed to fall up under Sacramento, but I could only imagine how he felt because he, like, in the kitchen when we worked, he would play with these white dudes from Auburn that was there because he know them. They'd be in there playing cards, sex playing each other, slapping each other on the ass and joking and like, damn, like that. And I tell him, like, what is you doing? He's like, them is my homeboys, man. He was like, them is my homeboys. And at that moment, I was like, who the fuck am I to tell you otherwise? Like, you grew up around these dudes. You grew up around these dudes more than blacks. So in your mind, these is your folks. So he walked around he would spend the whole yard damn near walking around with them. But when it came time before the end of the yard, he'd check in with the blacks. It wasn't a sincere check-in, but he'd check in with the blacks, though. But like I say, it comes down to you because just think, there would be no drug transaction without bidding, laps, and hollering with other races.
Right. But on a day-to-day, I'm saying this is what I don't get. When they show the TV shows, like everybody's seen the 60 Days in, they seen all those shows. It's all black dudes sitting there. The white dude comes in, keeps kicking it with the black dudes. Now they want to beat him up.
Yeah.
That's a thing? Y'all gonna beat me up because I want to hang out with dirt? Is it a thing like, me and you can kick it 1 or 2 times, but if it's a day-to-day issue, me and you hanging out, it's gonna become an issue?
Yeah. Eventually it'll become an issue. I'm gonna tell you why. Because everything is racial. And if a riot cracked off and you're the closest to me, like for example, like with Southerners or Northerners, if you get cool with them, then you subject to be like this. Like my bulldog neighbor, I ain't gonna say his name, but he let me see his banger before, and it was long ice pick. And he slid it under and showed it. The first thing I could say is, please, if we ever get into it, please don't come my way. Please. Because this is not normal. Please don't come my way. That's all I can say. So Just think, if this is your partner from the streets, first of all, y'all both got to know what time it is. Like, it's fucked up. But if something happened and it was racial and the blacks started getting on the whites, what I'm going to do, help you? No. I'm going to have to get away from you because we partners. I'm going to try. But if be too many people around, I mean, shit, man.
You might be a casualty.
Yeah, like, damn it, man. Because I could say, like, when I got one of the riots I got into, of course, I went for the first person of a different color because they were attacking us. So it's the same thing apply. Like, man,
how was that for the first time? Well, you see, right? I've been in situations where I've seen 200-300 men and it just straight be going down. You know what I mean? Where you don't know who's who. And it's so chaotic, you can't find your people. You would be able to, because as you've said, blacks go with blacks, whites go with whites. In my situation, my homeboys are few and in between. And when it's 200-300 people wrecking, the chances of me finding them are slim to none. Get into that. How was the first time? Where did that jump off?
But think about it though. If you with him all day, every day, and that happens, chances are the odds are you're gonna be next to him when it cracks.
Oh, we're side by side when it jumps off. You already know it's coming. Everybody knows it's coming. It ain't like it's a secret and we don't know. You know what I mean? It builds up to it, and there's that quiet before the storm, and then the storm hits, and then everything settles, and then sometimes the storm hits again and again and again.
Man,
would you being out west, you being in Cali, and I've talked to other dudes besides you, they all say the same thing. They're like, you might have seen it, but what we do out here on the west when it comes to it with the politics and everything, they're like, these boys just aiming to kill. Y'all over there fighting, a couple people getting cut. They're like, no, pretty much everybody's got a banger, and dudes is trying to kill.
Man, I'm telling you, and I will say this, I say this out loud, like, blacks do not have the highest number of stabbings in California. No. Southsiders and whites got the most stabbings.
And for everybody don't know, what's a Southsider?
Southsider is Mexican from Southern California.
Okay.
Like, you got Northerners from Northern California, you got Bulldogs from Central, and then you got some spots in Central where it's Northerners too and Southerners. And then once you get like past Bakersfield and down, predominantly all Southsiders, which are Southern Hispanics from Mexican. Southern Hispanics from California. Hispanics from Southern California. But
see, that's a different world for me.
But they got Southsiders in damn near every state though. They do.
So it's more Spanish dudes locked. So you're saying it's more Spanish dudes locked up in Cali than it is black dudes?
They have their spots and we have ours, but they have probably the majority of the spots. Like, our strongholds would be anywhere around like a black metropolis, like the Bay Area, or like Lancaster, or Sacramento. Like, the numbers would be fair there. But once you get down to like the desert, Calipat, Tehachapi, Delano, all of them things, the numbers go like they tip. They got the favor.
See, out here it's way different. Out here, 7 out of 10 inmates are black. then 2 of them might be white and the other guy might be Spanish. Like white guys out here are we're the minority. And I say that to say this when people will say, "Oh, you wasn't fighting." There's a lot of people that come on my channel, that comment on my channel, that know me and they know what I was doing in the streets before I went and what I was doing when I was locked up. It's different for me than it is you. And the reason I say that is A, would you being a black dude and being gang affiliated, you're 100% guaranteed that you got guys that are going to rock out behind you and that are going to stand behind you. The average white dude out here getting locked up is not gang banging. He's not robbing.
Not only is you guaranteed to have somebody from your gang that will rock with you, but if it's racial, you got your race that's gonna rock with you too.
See, and out here we don't do that. Out here you're 10 toes down. Like if it comes down to it, I don't bang. I've never banged. And I told myself going in I wasn't going to, and I went in Jay, I came out Jay. You know what I mean? Nothing against anybody that does. Everybody, you your own man, do your thing. But it would be different for me. But with y'all, that's crazy. Like out here, if you click up, if you see races clicked up, if you see a bunch of black dudes together, that's nothing. That's normal. You see white dudes together, that's nothing. That's normal. And then you got the other white dudes, you know what I mean? The other guys that are on that bullshit that came along and clicked up, and it sucked, man. It sucked, you know.
Yeah, I noticed you said like clicking up, grouping up. Like out here, we pay attention to that. Like if we see too many Southsiders grouping up, what you gonna see the blacks doing is start going to all the other black races. Like, hey man, watch them Southsiders, they grouping up over there.
Yeah, put them on point.
Or it might be the Southsiders putting in work on one of their own. Still, it's still a communication system. Hey man, the Southsiders knocked one of their own out over there. He kind of over there is probably asleep. Chances are they're not going to leave him. So therefore, that's your first warning. If they ain't came back to finish him, you better get out the way because they definitely about to come back and finish him because the yard didn't go down.
Yeah, see, I don't got to worry about none of that. Like the dude Mark, he's sitting right over there. He's in there. He can tell you, he watched me and a black dude fight up. You know, each pod usually got like a pod bathroom. Like he got the urinal and shit. He watched me punish dude. Now, the only reason I would have anything to worry about is if that dude was a gang member. But on the strength of him being black, that shit don't get him no pass. Him being black don't mean nothing. It just means the white dude and the black dude got to fighting and the white dude beat up the black dude. That's all it means. Opposed to on the West Coast, I better think twice before I run over there and swing on him, right?
I'm going to be honest. As crazy as it sounds, like, say my homeboy, and this is prison, this is prison young dirt. Say my homeboy got beat up by a white dude. Like, that looks bad on everybody. Nobody wants to suffer that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I seen it.
I've
had to run fights back because I won.
Man.
They spin the dude, hey, you can get back in there, man. Like, look, you can't walk with us. Like, no, you got to go back in there. They're not going to do nothing, but they're going to make him run it back. Nah, man, you look straight up. We'll stop fucking with you. You don't go back in there. You can't let the white boy, and that's another word I've told you. I hate the term white boy. I mean, anytime somebody would say white boy, it made me feel like less of a man. And dudes like, it's just a term, but they would be like, hey, you need to run it back with the white boy. And I'm like, what you call me? Unless you know I might be. Now it ain't even about him no more. It's about the thing white boy. And let me give you my analogy because I have to make sense to people. First of all, you know what boy means in prison. What is a boy?
I mean, a boy is a homosexual.
A boy is a homosexual. A boy is also.
But it still depends on where you at, because that's not the predominant word in California for a homosexual. In California, it's a punk.
All right.
So out there is boy, because out here in California we call
them punks, gumps, sissies, all that. Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's just like boy. I think it's an East Coast thing. You know what I mean? Just the word boy, like there's certain things you just don't say to another man. Maybe that's the East Coast thing, is boy. That would be the equivalent of like me being like, man, you know, I was chilling with the black boy the other day. And when I say that, dude is going to be like, it's going to turn heads. Because say, you know what I mean? It's still, but you just in me saying it, how it comes across. That's how I would feel it was one of the things. I didn't like it.
It's still geographical though, because
It is.
I promise you, out here we call each other boy. Like, what's up, boy? Out here,
Yeah,
out
but
there,
that's
it probably sound.
you can't compare the prison to the streets though, because in the street, like dudes down Florida call each other bitch.
No,
I mean,
not
what's up,
prison.
bitch?
No, not prison to the streets. No,
Right,
y'all coasting ours. Like we
right.
predominantly, like especially like from the Bay Area, we call each other boy, and we spell it like BOI, like boy. Like, what's up, boy?
Hey,
We
Chill
do
Will,
that.
hey, big salute. Hey, Mark, I owe you $100. Chill Will sent you $100.
Tell him I said thanks, bro.
He said, "Hey, Chill Will." Mark said, "Thank you, man."
Damn, hey, shout out Chili Willie again. That's
My
what's
dude,
up.
man, he's a good dude.
Hey, let me address one of your subscribers. You may know him, you may not, but hey, Johnny B, ain't nothing about me bullshit. Ain't nothing about me bullshit. I understand, like, you might have lived your life your way, I live my life way, and I put it on the line for most of my life, and I try not to glorify shit, but at the same time, would you rather me sugarcoat it, or would you rather me tell it to you to the real, like the way it really happened? I personally ain't got sugar in me. So I ain't gonna give it to you like that. So if you don't like my delivery, that's fine. But you ain't gotta say that my shit is full of shit. Cause trust me, if I was full of shit, I've been in this YouTube game a long time. I'd have been caught on my shit. Just keep that in mind as you try to discredit me, Mr. Johnny B. But aside from that, Johnny, it's all love.
So 18, you did 18 straight, right? Got
So,
out,
no, 16 and a half.
got out, and went back.
Yeah. Hey, look, I know you're watching. But you gotta allow me to tell the story the way it happened, babe. I promise you, do not like mentioning no exes, nothing from the past. I don't like doing that. I don't like going down the rabbit hole. Nothing.
So you get out, right? 16 and a half years, you're home.
Yeah.
Come home. Back on the streets. A lot of time has passed. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Readjust to the world.
I could say, man, first coming home from then, I was talking to X-Rated yesterday on our interview, and I asked him, like, how did you dig deep to take your mind outside? He said he learned from, like, Hannibal Lecter had this imaginary hallway he built in his mind or something. Well, I kind of knew what I was going to do when I got out. I was about to be the hardest. I was about to continue my rap career and try to change the world with my lyrics. What a dream that was. The first lesson I learned is that these producers out here will take if they don't believe in you, they will act like they believe in you and milk you for every dollar that you got and still not release your content.
Are you talking about just for the studio time?
Just for the studio time, mixing and all that shit. Instead of just telling me that shit was boo-boo. That shit was boo-boo.
They're not gonna do that. That's like selling you a broken car and telling you it run great.
Right, man. I had a couple of the first CDs I had made. Man, that shit sound like it was not me. It was some disco shit. And then next thing you know, like I was in a relationship that you probably seen on, like, you seen that shit.
Hey man, I got it. I can tell him.
Yeah, you can.
He was on the TV shows, y'all, with the judge, like the divorce court stuff. I didn't believe it at first, and then I pulled it up. I was like, "Yo, this man went on one of the shows. He went on one of the shows. Was it divorce court you went on?"
And Steve Wilkos.
And Steve Wilkos.
Yeah.
I be wanting to take my wife on Steve Wilkos sometimes, just so I can throw her chair off the stage.
Do you know that I promise you, I sat in old Folsom with my celly. I said, blood, if I ever go on that show, I'm going to throw me a chair. I'm about to throw me a chair. I promise you, right? So just so happens the day before I'm about to go on this show, right? See, the way they recruited us was from Craigslist or whatever. I tell a story. They want to hear some way far out ass story, right? So I told them about the Pringle can. The Pringle can, how we used to get slaps in back in the days. This is 2004 or 5 and shit. It's hella old. So I'm 100% sure they're not using this move no more. So they fly us out there to Connecticut. to Stanford, Connecticut. Was it Stanford, Connecticut? That's what it's called. Well, that's where so that's where the Steve Wilkos studio is. So the lady, oh damn. So the lady, she was like, man, I need that Pringle can story. So how does it go again? I said, look, man, I can't tell that story, man. I can't tell that story, man. I changed my mind. Like, I got some other fly shit that I could tell you, but I can't tell you that story because that ain't cool. So she was like, that's why you're on the show. That's why you're coming. I was like, come on, man, I got something else. She said, just go back to the hotel and think about it because we're going live tomorrow, right? Man, next thing you know, I caught a homie that's still inside Baselli. I'm like, blood. They want me to come on the show and tell him about the Pringle can. You know I can't do that. He was like, well, damn, blood. Tell him the drones dropped it. I was like, the drones. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with. I went on Steve Wilkos and told a bold-faced ass lie.
Well, tell him why I know Drina's in here. Shout out to Dirk's girl, Drina, man, good woman. Let's get into. So did you meet the person, the female, while you were incarcerated?
Yes, I met her on the cell phone.
And it don't always end bad. I met my wife about a year prior to getting out, man. And she rode with me the last 9 months. Came home, did everything I said I was gonna do, married her. Everything I said I was gonna do, I did it. So it does work. But then there's also some of those.
Yeah, there's a flip side because you never truly know somebody until you live with them.
That absolutely 100%.
And then all the demons and things come out. And I could say coming home after that long, I was kind of like I was strong in there, but coming out here, you literally gotta reduce yourself to sponge form so you can learn. Otherwise, you're gonna come out thinking you know it all, and you're gonna get railroaded quick.
Right.
And so I came home and I gave him my best fight for like 3 years. My best fight. So then one day, when I was traveling, I used to travel back and forth from Virginia to California a lot. From Virginia to California, from Virginia to, because that's where she was from. So from Virginia to Orlando. But on one of the trips back, I stopped through New Mexico. It was either New Mexico or Arizona. But I went to the gas station. I was like,
both of them look the same.
They do. Like you'll pass in one and out the other and not even realize it.
Yeah.
Only thing is New Mexico be raining at weird times all the time.
Yeah, and they paint a lot of shit. They paint their bridges. A lot of bridges are painted in New Mexico.
Yeah. So on the way back, I stopped at a gas station in a rainstorm and went up in the store and was like, ooh, they got fireworks. The good kind. Like
explosives.
Man, mortars, everything, M80s, all the shit. We ain't got this shit in California, Jay. You know that.
Right.
Man, I must have paid them in cash. Man, cash. Man, I got back to California. I couldn't wait for 4th of July. I'm talking about I was anxious popping off a motherfucking Roman cat time I got a chance. But this particular time, when I popped it off, this dude came outside. Just think I let it go, bow, 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 whatever. And then all of a sudden,
you're talking about where you live at?
Apartment complex.
Okay, bad idea, but go ahead.
It was. I admit, and I was told not to, but I was hard headed.
Right.
And but where the when the Roman candles shoot out, where it was exploding was by somebody's balcony upstairs, down the ways. So, but I had already done it. I'd already let it go when this another scrawny ass white dude come up to me, walking like pointing at me like I'm not knowing. I don't know him. He walked up to me, got the pointing in my face and shit like, man, I use a little ass fucking kid, immature kid going crazy on me. Come to find out, like he probably worked at night and slept in the day or something. So I guess he routed him. But at that moment, he didn't give a fuck how big I was. But I thought it was a joke when he was approaching me. I'm looking both ways like, you serious, me? I'm like, where your parents at? I don't argue with kids because he was like 18, 19. I'm like, Where your parents at, dude? Quit, man, get up out my face. I'm looking around like, you know how we do in prison. Like, I'm trying everything. What all them classes we learned, anger management,
Thank you for
conflict,
change, commitment to change, productive citizenship,
conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution, right.
What's the other one? Constructive thinking or some shit.
Yeah.
I tried all this shit, and this dude would not back down. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. Like, I was a little nervous by him not backing me down, but I know it's a gun in this house, and if he keep playing, he gotta have something. So if he won't get out my face, I don't know what he want. So I punch him, or what I don't know, because I don't know him, and he's young. So I said, I'll tell you, I know what, I got something for you. And I walked in the house. I probably would have stayed in the house, but this motherfucker went in the house too and came out with a machete. So when he came out with the machete, he like, come out now, motherfucker. So I come out, I look out the window and I see that the person I was with at that time, she went outside because she knew I went to go get banger. So she go outside to go confront dude. So when I come outside, all I see is tussling with a machete. I whip out, like, put it down. That's all I did. Put it down. And he put the motherfucker down. He threw the machete down. I walked up, grabbed it, threw it, and then went and stashed the banger. Like, that's over. That's dead issue. But he kept on woofing. Just kept on talking. Oh my God. And it's funny. It's funny that I say this because of this live, the word we was just talking about. Oh my God.
No, I don't care. You say white boy all you want. I don't take it offensive no more.
No. Watch this correlation. He kept on talking and kept on talking. And I wasn't going to do nothing to him. And he said, you ain't nothing but a boy. He said, you ain't nothing but a boy. That was all it took.
Yeah, I'd have lost it.
That was all it took. I took flight and I went right back on the Serengeti. I was back on the level 4 yard. Man, I beat him from one side of the parking lot to the other. I mean, he kind of was holding on, though. He got me in a little headlock and things. I got tired. Like, I ain't had wind like I had in the pen, though. His little scrawny ass wore me out. Like, all I had was about a good, 30-second burst. Bing, ding, 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 ding. So when he separated from me and tried to run, I looked and I seen the person I was with. The boy's mom was sitting on top of her. Sitting on top of her.
Hold on. So the dude you rumbling,
he didn't got away. His mom didn't join the fight.
The person you're with at the time.
Yes.
Okay.
Getting ready to commence the ground pound this 198-pound person.
Y'all can think what y'all want. If you on top of my girl, and it's I don't believe in hitting women. I don't condone hitting women, but I'll throw a bitch. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, I cocked back from some Himalayan country, and gave her a "you can," like boom, like get up, 2-piece and a biscuit, take that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad about it because but I didn't know what I would do. I'd never been in that situation.
Right.
Best believe if somebody sitting on Drina about the ground pound, ain't no fair ones.
Oh no, get up on my girl.
Ain't no fair ones.
My girl, yeah.
Hands, feet, teeth, all that.
Yeah, my job as a man is to protect her.
Yes.
Against everything.
Yeah. So
they come. The cops come, right?
Of course. The cops come, man. First thing they do, right, is they cuff me up, put me in. You already know they're putting the black guy in the car because this isn't a white neighborhood or the white suburb of Sacramento, Carmichael. Man, they put me in the car first because I was 3 weeks to getting off parole. 3 weeks.
How long have you been out?
I've been out almost 3 years, and I was in the process of moving to Vegas. In the inside of the house was boxes, going to a moving company to transport everything to Vegas. So I was really about to level up in my life at this moment. So it just went all the way bad, like all the way. The moving truck was coming in 2 days to come get the rest of the stuff. I already drove to Vegas, got the keys to the house, and turned around and did a turnaround and came back. And this happened because I didn't want to put the Roman candle in the car. So I figure I just let it go. Bang, bang, bang. Throw it in the trash. We're done. But what happened is the police was already coming from the Roman candle anyway, because they thought it was gunshots. So they was already coming. So when they came and put me in the car, man, they started questioning people. They put everybody else on the grass. The mom, she was on the grass and going, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't hit this white lady and she didn't going into a seizure. And it's all bad. Remember, I'm in back of the police car, handcuffed. I'm talking my shit because they're coming. They're like, where's the gun? There's kids around. We need to know where the gun is. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Am I under arrest? Well, if I ain't under arrest, you better quit asking me because I don't know nothing about no gun that you talking about. Then all of a sudden I hear, when the fire trucks, let's go. Man, they didn't came and they didn't got the blood pressure thing. They doing all type of shit to this lady because she talk about her head hurt, she can't see and all this shit. I'm in the car like, I'm going down.
Let me get this right. You done beat up Kenny. Now you done beat up Karen. And there's a gun floating around.
The gun is still in the bushes because remember when I went to go grab the machete, I already knew what time it was. Get rid of that motherfucking gun, so I stashed it in the best 15 seconds that I could think of.
Yeah, just get it out of sight.
So they keep coming and asking me where is it because they didn't tore up the house and everything, and then they're walking and scanning the bushes outside and they can't find it. So I'm sticking to my script. I don't know what you're talking about. And then so the ambulance coming, they working on the lady, right? And she like, they look at her, they look at each other, they're like, you know how they do it? They be like, all right, pack it up. All right, pack it up. All right, they left. I was like, okay, I'm looking like, yeah, bitch. So anyhow, man, first they bring the helicopter. They bring the helicopter to look for this gun. Like to look for it. And
they thought you fired. They thought you shot the gun off.
They did.
Because the gun would have to be warm for it to pick up on the helicopter.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so they didn't believe the fireworks story. They thought you was out there bitch shooting.
Yes. So they look at that. So helicopter looking, and then they don't find nothing. So I'm like, yeah, they about to let me up out this bitch. Next thing you know, they bring the dog, the K9. Man, that motherfucking dog must have found that gun so fast. I just knew that dog wasn't gonna be no good. They found that gun, came back, put it on the thing. They was like, "Is this not your gun?" I said, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about, man." They took me downtown, and they didn't arrest nobody, only me. They didn't arrest me for no assault and battery or nothing like that or discharge. They arrested me for felon in possession of a gun, felon in possession, because they knew that it would have been a mutual combat. Them two against each other and him against each other. That's a mutual combat minus the gun. But they gotta put somebody in cuffs. And so they put me in cuffs, took me downtown, and that started my trip back to the pen. But you know how you
see the streets again after that, or was that it?
That was it. Oh, wait, no. Excuse me. I did this again. So what happened is when they took me to the county, I stayed in the county for I got locked up in June. I stayed in the county for damn near 30 days, right? I go to court and I tell them about I asked the judge, can I get a bail reduction? Because my bail was $1 million. Like $1 million for just that. But it's because I was on parole, right? So, and God is my witness. My sister was in this courtroom. When my lawyer,
I got him out of here, Drina. Dude had to go. He was talking too much shit. He's gone. He went to PC. He would not be talking anymore. Bye-bye, Lucian. My bad, bro. You're not gonna disrespect my people. Get the fuck out of here with your goofy ass.
Mm-hmm. So my lawyer asked the judge, because my deal now is 2 years with it's 2.5 years with halftime. Like, I ain't trying to do no time, but that's my deal. Said they're gonna give me 3 days to think about it. This is Monday. They're gonna give me 3 days to think about taking this deal on Wednesday, and I'll be up the road, as y'all call it, right? That's what y'all call it, up the road. I'll be up the road. So Monday, that is when I asked for the bail reduction, and the judge said, Yeah, I'll lower your bail to $750,000. I looked at my sister. You know how you be cuffed in the courtroom. I looked back at my sister.
Put your house up, Mom.
I ain't gonna lie, it was more like a puppy dog face though. I looked back when he said 750,000. I was like,
dramatic effect.
I looked at my sister like you already know what time it is. She heard what I heard, 750,000. That night, man, they had canteen that day too. So I had fat cat, had so much canteen. I was giving that shit away just on strength, not even about to go home. Man, about 10 o'clock that night, I was talking to that person I was with at that time, and she was like, "Why you didn't tell me your bill was 75,000?" I was like, 75,000? She said, "I'm talking with the bail bondsman right now. Like right now. So you ready?" Because we actually had talked about this before. Like, what would you do?
Hold on. So they about to put up collateral.
5 bands. 5 bands.
Okay.
Remember,
I'm thinking, okay, never mind. I'm stupid. 10%. 10%. Yes. Okay.
So at 2 a.m, man, look, when I was told that this shit is in progress right now, like we about to do this. Man, I went back to the homies. I called a meeting, like, "Hey, bud, I don't know if this shit about to happen, but they done fucked up. I'm about to get up out this bitch. So check me out. I got this box of canteen. If they call my name, I'm about to dump all this shit on the table, take me a few beef sticks, and I'm about this bitch."
Yeah.
Sure enough, they called me. And at 2:30 in the morning, I bounced up out the branch and started on the run.
Tell me about the run. I know. Okay, so you caught that case in Cali, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so mission number 1 is get the hell out of California.
Yes.
If you're not going to court, when I run, I leave state. Some dudes go and run and they just still be in the neighborhood at their aunt's crib. I'm out of state. That's why I got so much Philly history. Anytime I get in trouble in Virginia, 215 Philly, here I come. And now they know that, so I can't run to Philly. So you bounce Cali. Where do you go?
So because she was from Virginia, I mean, shit.
You didn't get jammed up out here. You wouldn't be on video right now.
I didn't go there. I really didn't go there. I felt like I was on America's Most Wanted. To
drive
be honest,
around this bitch if you come this way. Drive around it.
Once I bailed out that morning, I paid the bail bondsman the rest of the money that was supposed to be paid, and jumped on the freeway. Got me some fish from Jimmy's in the hood, and hit the freeway. And instead of leaving California through Bakersfield and going the Vegas way, the Barstow way, I drove up to Reno because I needed the fastest way out the state. So I drove up to Reno and drove the back way to Vegas. And that's where I got rid of everything with my name on it, right? Bought me some weed, stashed the car, and got on the Greyhound. Got to about Amarillo, Texas. They still get on the bus and they looking for immigrants, like illegal immigrants.
Yeah, they do the immigration stop, human trafficking stops, all that shit out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the dog smelled the weed at the bottom of the bus. So they called me and the person I was with out, and they like, "You know her?" I'm like, "I don't know her." It was like, they asked her if she knew me. She said, "Yeah." This
every
was
time.
But this tree is from Vegas. It's legal in Vegas. So it got the wrapper and everything. Man, them motherfuckers held me all night. Once I seen the Greyhound bus leave, I knew it was bad. Like, I knew it was bad. They put me in the cell. They kept asking me my name, right? Now, when I was younger, I used to lie. I ain't gonna lie. I used to lie and say I said I was born in Cuba, right? It was just one of them kiddie things. When I went to juvenile hall and they asked me where I was from, and I said Cuba, just joking though. They really wrote that shit down. So when I turned 18 and went to the county, it says I was born in Cuba, Havana on my court transcripts. So
yeah,
now,
to this day, when I get booked in Philly, my alias comes up.
Mm-hmm.
They used to come in and scream my alias, and I just be sitting there watching TV. And they'd be like, hey, they calling you, Tito. I told them my name was Tito. They'd be like, calling you, Tito. I'd be like, who? My bad, go ahead.
So it was a joke. It was fun when I was a kid, right? Because my girlfriend was Puerto Rican. It was fun. But when I when I went to the level 4 pen, and they tell me I got an attorney visit, and I'm thinking maybe somebody bought me a attorney visit, or maybe somebody bought me an attorney. I mean, I go out there, and they like, yeah, this is whoop I'm with the INS, and yes, we determine that you may be an illegal alien. So you sign here, and when you're done with your time, you'll be going to the INS yard, and we're going to investigate further, right? I was like, hell no. My mama and my daddy is from Sacramento, California.
Hold on, this was all on the bus?
No. This is in the pen. This is way before that. This is after. Remember, I said,
okay.
This is in prison. This is when the joke was up. Like, I don't want to play no more.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
take this off.
That was all a joke.
Right. So I'm thinking that like this shit ain't on. Like, they didn't fix the paperwork. Like they know I'm born in Sacramento, right?
Right.
Man, shit. They came back. They was like, we got your name, but we can't figure out which one you are, right? They was like, Spanish? I was like, hell no, I don't speak no damn Spanish. They said, not even a little bit? I was like, no. They said, we got this one guy right here that matches your name and says he was born in Cuba, Havana. This sure just not you? I'm like, hell no, it ain't me. Well, what's your... And I kept giving them bullshit the whole night. Finally, in the morning, they called California.
So the bus is left already?
Man, bus left me. They left me.
What about the chick? She gone too?
No, she's in the other tank.
Okay.
She's in the other tank. She's in the other tank across from me, throwing paper and shit, flashing in the cell. Right. So yeah, I'm in the cell with a dude that got arrested for bringing a coyote, I guess, when they transport the immigrants.
Yeah, coyotes sneak people over the border.
And this dude is black. That's when I got educated on transporting coyotes, because they was tripping with him. I'm thinking they would have been tripping with me because it's Texas and weed is not legal.
I got a brother-in-law that was a coyote, man. That dude told me some stories of that shit. Serious. And it's sad because some people pay a lot of money, man. A lot of money to get over here. To be 20 deep in the back of a Chevy S10 with a camper shell on it. So they detained y'all. That's it.
So what it is they just need to make positive verification. But in my mind, I'm on the run because I didn't jump bail. Because remember, this is Thursday. I didn't pass Wednesday. So I just know
the plea offer and dipped.
Yeah, I fuck that. I'm not coming back Wednesday.
Court came up and you was not in the courtroom.
No, I built out Monday night.
You're a fugitive.
In my mind, I'm America's most wanted.
And your sister's ass would have been homeless.
No, because they took all cash. They took all cash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She'd have been. Don't put your house up. You work, you better keep it. Don't sign your house for nobody.
I cry like a hoe and jump bail on you.
Gingerbread man out this bitch.
Oh man. So I'm thinking, I'm like, shit, man, they about to, once they find out who I am, I'm done. They're taking me back to California and like gone. Man, they called California and told California to send a picture of me. And then and so they got me, right? Guess what they did though?
Let you go.
They was like your warrant is non-extraditable.
Yeah.
So you're free to go. We're gonna give you a ride to the next quick trip or
get you outside of our jurisdiction.
Yeah, to the next town over, and we're gonna give you a ride in this border patrol car. And they let us go. But they told us that they was like, man, we wasn't tripping off of you with that little bitty weeds you got right there. Because all I had was like a half a zip or something. It was like, we want this shit. And pulled out a big ass bag of some dirt bammer weed.
Old Mexican brick pack.
Man, that shit was yellow. Looked like they found him with that last year.
So how long did you stay on the run, man?
I stayed on the run for damn near 6 months. So from there, the first place I stopped, like I didn't stop. Well, I went to Louisiana first, Shreveport. Bad experience there. Got robbed for $100 at the Family Dollar by a lady that grabbed the $100 that flew off the damn counter. When I took 2 steps off, she covered it with the damn basket. And when I turned my face, she reached down and grabbed it. I got loud with her. I got loud with her. That's all I could do. I'm on the run. And she turned. She said, baby, I ain't got your money. Let me go. My taxi waiting for me. I go outside. I'm like, you ain't got no fucking taxi. I look out the window, and it was a little Uber there too, waiting on her. I was like, so maybe that is true. Maybe that's true. I'm like, fuck that, you got my money. She said, baby, let me go. So I let her go, man. I'm going crazy in the store now. They go look at the camera. Sure enough, this lady then took my motherfucking $100 bill. I'm on the run. Every dollar count.
Every dollar.
Man, in Shreveport, they charge you like $35 just to go over the bridge. Just a Uber. Don't need to go to Walmart and you ain't got no car in Shreveport. You gonna pay $35 to go to Walmart. There and back. That's 2 trips.
Yeah.
So I stayed. Got on the bus, went back to Vegas, got the car. Drove across the country. I'm talking about we went through all the states. I didn't stop until we got to Florida, Panama City. I didn't stop till we got to Panama City. Stayed there for one day, then drove the next day to Orlando. And I was living homeless in my car on the run in Orlando. So for y'all from Florida, shout out to Walmart and Turkey Lake Lane. I lived in that parking lot for about a good few months.
So that's where you end up getting jammed up as in Florida?
Not at that time.
Where did they catch you at? Give me the rundown. How you get caught, man?
They caught me
because everything so far has just been fucked up.
No, it
you
was
beat up Ken. You beat up Karen. You jumped Bond. Grandma Ma robbed you. Now you down Florida. How you get caught, man? Because I know it's some shit. I
couldn't steal. That was the problem. So from Florida, we used to drive from Florida to Atlanta like it was nothing. That little 6-hour drive was nothing. And then when she needed to go home to her mom's to Virginia, we going from Orlando to Virginia. I can't seem to stay still on the run. I'm living like I'm not on the run. So next to man, we go to Sanford, Florida, where Trayvon Martin got killed.
I've heard about it.
Seminole County.
Right.
Man, so the person I was with was in the hospital at that time, but I need blunts. This is how bad backwoods cost me. Like I went to one store because my package had just came. Yes. So I go to the store and they ain't got no leaf wraps. They ain't got no backwoods. So, California, we picky. So I go and get another one. I go to another store. I settle for some motherfucking Swisher Sweets wraps, right? As I'm leaving the store, I could tell that I could hear the alarm from like not a Radio Shack, but some type of appliance store going off. And as I'm passing in this Durango, you see the police in the front going, breaker, breaker, like going along the side. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I ain't even make it to the intersection. Like I got to go to this light, and this light is red forever. You ever been to a red forever light? Like this motherfucker.
Yeah, I run them bitches.
Man, this motherfucker was red forever. It gave the Seminole County police enough time to surround me from all 4 sides. And when I turned, they didn't even let me make it up to the next light. Like they just stopped me in the middle of the motherfucking road, pulled me over, not pull over, no, stop in the middle next to the median. Man, the motherfuckers told me I matched the description. My car matched the description of a car that had been doing serial burglaries in the neighborhood. I'm like, that ain't me. Because I'm going to stand on that. But I know once they run my name, is all bad. And sure enough, man, they took my ass. They took my dog ass. They hit pay dirt because they was like, yeah, we got one. You might not have been a burglar, but we got one. And they took me to Seminole County Jail. And I was actually in the cell that Zimmer, old cell that Zimmer was in that motherfucker.
I've been in that situation. So you was FOJ. You was a fugitive of justice with no active warrants in Florida, no charges in Florida, but being held, waiting on governor's warrants to take you back to California.
They got 10 days to come get me.
Oh, you got sweet. See, they had 30. If I fought it, they had 90. If I waived my rights, they had 30. So they got smart and they flew my ass because they knew they wouldn't get it in time. Man, so they came for you.
On the 10th day.
Yep.
On the 10th day. I spent Christmas in that motherfucker. Like Christmas.
Ain't that a shitty feeling? I thought I was going home. Mine was on the 30th day. They called me for bag and bag. Nah.
Man, that was the worst Christmas. That was the worst Christmas dinner I ever had. It was like chuck wagon and rice. Like I'm telling you, and that was, you're supposed to get 2 things. Like, you're supposed to get lunch, but your dinner's supposed to be like super fat. I didn't know if it was lunch or dinner. But I'm gonna tell you something fucked up about Seminole County, boy. You $3. It's probably $5 now, but they charge you
$3 a day.
They don't do that shit on the West Coast. None of that.
Yeah.
$3 a day. So what happens is, by the time and booking fees. So if whatever you got on you, they minusing like $23 for booking fees off top. Now, $3 a day. Store ain't but one time a week. So if you at that wrong day and you got about $15.57 on your books, by the time store come around, you're gonna have about $2.67, and you're gonna have to choose between a toothpaste and a deodorant.
Mm-hmm. That's why I owed the jail so much money at one point. I would just get money put on my cellmate's books.
That's the smart thing.
Find somebody else in there. People's gonna make sure they're gonna send the extra money so the jail gets theirs. Damn. And then, you know what I mean? So I would always have somebody that, look, I'm gonna put this in right there. I ain't paying. God knows how much money I owe to jail.
Man,
they fly you or they drove you.
So here's that story. So
all right, AZ, be safe, man. Salute, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, AZ, for sure. Appreciate that. Hey, so, man, I'm thinking on the 10th day, they about to do canteen. Why does shit always happen when you about to get? They tell me my transportation is here to come get me. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm about to fly back home all the way to Cali and shit. And thinking that's that. I was tired of being on the run anyway. It's been 6 long months of being on the run, and I never went back to California. I never went back home. I stayed on the East Coast the whole 6 months I was on the run.
Greasy I went on the run.
Bitch. Homeless.
Greasy as a bitch, I know.
Living in Walmart parking lots, what's it, Lowe's parking lots, Home Depot like, man, I just get creative, but you can't, look, you're on the run. Don't get a house. Don't get an apartment. If you're on the run, that's rule number 1. Don't get no paper trail, nothing. So I knew, I was smart enough to know that. So the only way I was gonna survive that long was just being out there in the universe with the elements, following a steady, strict regiment is the word. So anyhow, this is how that goes. So when they come get me, right, they pick me and they put me on the bus, right? I'm thinking there's an airplane, like this bus is gonna take me to the airport.
Right.
When I get on the bus, the lady like, hey baby, where you going? I said, California. All of a sudden, you seen hella people in the bus. They was like this. You seen them old ass refugee slave movies or something where they transporting soldiers that then fought hella hard and shit, and now they just tired in the back of the bus like this, like they ain't got no more energy. They just whoop. It's all kind of milk cartons and cheeseburger wrappers on the ground, like they just whoops, right?
Yeah.
So when I say Cali, when I'm from California, you just see hella people jump up. They like, Cali? You going to Cali? And all of a sudden, you see everybody look back. I said, what's so bad about, like, how long y'all been on the bus? They look back all the way to the back, and you see that one person in all the way in the back, he just beat, like, he like this. He said, bro, I come from Oregon. I've been on this bus about 16, 17 days. I done lost count. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Like, my insides locked up on me, right? First, it didn't make matters worse. We bounced all around Florida before we leave. Like, because Sanford is like damn near to the top, kind of, but we had to go all the way down to Tampa, Miami, South Bay. Like, we bounced all around Florida before we finally hit the Panhandle, grazed Alabama, and then ended up going to Georgia. And the first stop we pulled into was Fulton County Jail. And I hadn't took a boo-boo in about 3 days, Jay. I promise you. They be laughing at me and things because I ain't got no problem telling some shitty ass stories because they might have been shitty at one time. But I'm telling you, Jay, you the homie. So I gotta tell you how it is, man. All I know is, like, when we pulled up to Fulton County, like, the bus ain't moving. And there ain't as many people in the bus, and the toilet is all the way in the back, right? So I get up. I'm like, this is the moment. Like, I can no longer hold this. I have to do
y'all
this.
don't know that shit's frowned upon. Like, don't nobody want you using the bathroom. The toilet's there, but you don't want to do it. Don't nobody want you. Once you shit on that bus, not only is everybody watching you, but the smell is there.
Once you shit on the bus,
that guy.
You got another passenger.
Right. Yeah, he's there.
I'm like, this is the moment, man. So I ended up, man, I went back there. I sat down, man. It was a monster. I ain't gonna lie, Jay. It was a monster. But before I was done, it ain't nothing but like a cheap ass partition door. So man, before I was even done, all I could hear is, man, damn, come on, man, fuck, man, put some water on it, man. Hey, man, I'm trying to pinch it off, like, man. I'm trying to finish now. I'm feeling embarrassed, but I didn't blew this motherfucking bus up on this 2 cheeseburgers and a fried diet. That's what the diet is on a transportation bus. 2 cheeseburgers and a fry. Man, but dollar menu. I'm trying to trade my little water for some more food. That was a mistake because I was told don't drink water and you won't go. Yeah, right. Shit. Man, I think I ought to rip something, man.
So, how long did the total trip take you to get back from Florida to Cali, man?
Do you remember Superstorm Iris?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I remember what you're talking about.
When the whole northern eastern part of the country froze from like Oregon all the way across to South Dakota. This is when me in this snow. So the first stop was Mississippi County, Missouri, which is the hub. It's a transportation hub. So from there, they switched us from the bus to the van, to the dog catcher van. That was a whole nother horrible experience. We driving across the van is fishtailing in the snow. The seat is this big. So half your ass is hanging off the seat. You stay up literally until your body's shut down. And wherever it's shut down is where you're going to go to sleep in that van. And all it is a little bitty hole that you could just kind of look out in the back of this van, man. And our first stop from Mississippi County, Missouri was South Dakota, Sturgis. And that was when I learned about like the motorcycle gangs. Hey, if you ever seen Forrest Gump, this is really like a story like Forrest Gump. Y'all gonna draw a correlation in a minute when you think about it. Let me get back to the story. But our first stop was South Dakota. Well, we went to North Dakota too, and then we stopped at Sturgis, right? I'm gonna tell you something, Jay. Somebody made the food at home and brought it to the jail, and then they passed it out to the inmates. Like, this is the best food I ever tasted incarcerated, because it's not that many people. It's not a big place, so they might have like 10 people, 15 in jail, one pod. Like, as soon as you go out the pod, you could damn near leave out the door to go free, escape. And the COs got tasers. They walk around with the tasers in their hand. Like, I was like, if you don't give me that taser, like just they walk around like this, doing clipboards and everything with this taser in their hand. I was like, man, but anyhow, man, we stayed there long enough because the transportation people, they can't drive like 48 hours straight. They got to drive to, rest, drive to, rest. So we go from South Dakota, we go through Utah and all that shit. We end up going through Montana takes forever to drive through.
Yes, forever.
Montana
feels
takes
like days.
My God, it took forever to drive through Montana.
It's parts of Oklahoma and Texas also that's like that. If you hit Texas at the wrong part and try to cross to the West Coast, that shit literally takes forever.
I left Dallas, Texas at 10 in the morning, and I was still leaving Texas at 10 at night.
Yes. Like we let GPS take us west one time, and I drive the whole way. And I'm amped up on the way there.
Yeah.
And I swear it felt like 90% of the trip I was in Texas.
Man, that shit is life altering driving through Texas at the wrong time.
Man.
But anyhow, when we leave North Dakota, right? Our next stop is Oregon. We going because as we're going, we're stopping, dropping people off at all these different county jails, these different prisons. We're stopping at federal prisons and picking up and dropping guys off. Because remember, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm going all the way west. all these other people is getting dropped off in between. So we go to Oregon, and we go to this county. We go to this real Mayberry County Jail. Look like it been there since like the 30s or 40s. Real Andy Griffith shit. They ain't seen a black people and a black person in I don't know how long. But I get in there, right? See, I'm kind of big. I'm a big fella, man. I snore like a motherfucker. I got sleep apnea, right? Shout out to all the people that's struggling with sleep apnea, man. Get yourself some help. I'm getting
mine. My homeboy Frogs in here. I was afraid y'all could hear it. He was sitting up asleep about 30 minutes ago like this.
See, I told him a bedtime story.
But he does that shit when he's awake too, so I ain't know if he was asleep or awake. So go ahead. So you in Mayberry?
So I'm in Mayberry, right? All the inmates, like they put us because the snowstorm Iris was so bad. Like I said, we're fishtailing. The driver is a dude with a short dude, buff with a complex. He's having panic attacks while he's driving us. It's all bad. So they refuse to move from this Mayberry town because the snow is not stopping. But they're feeding us like kids, like one sandwich and a handful of chips because they wasn't prepared to handle 6 extra inmates. So anyhow, man, the first night, right? They got me and my cellie in one, but it's a tank where everybody can hear everything. Oh man, I guess I was asleep, but so I didn't know. But all I kept hearing was, "Damn, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that snoring like that? Damn!" I felt so bad, man. I felt so bad because the acoustics of this motherfucking tank was booming. Man, I was trying to put like toilet paper, like ball up toilet paper and put it in my mouth and like chew on it so that way I wouldn't snore, but it didn't help. My shit is severe. So I murdered their eardrums for damn near like 4 or 5 days. Murdered it. They just said fuck it and just dealt with it. They just knew when they was going to sleep, put your toilet paper in your ears or your eardrums gonna get murdered. I go hard.
Oh yeah, we cool, but we could have never ever been cellmates.
Yeah,
I'd have had some dudes that I was close to, and get them moved in the cell, and the next morning be like, "Hey, homeboy, you gotta get the fuck up out of here, man!" Like eyes be bloodshot, red bags under them. Like, what's wrong? Are you stretching? And I'm like this. Like, I ain't slept at all, bro. You get the fuck out of here, man.
I go through that. I go through that now with Drina sometimes.
Oh no,
like I wake up and Drina look at me. I'll be like, "What's up? Like, what? You all right?" She was like, "I have not been to sleep."
Oh
yet.
no, yeah, I will smother you with a pillow. I was.
I'm pretty sure she's wanted to.
Oh my god! So you make it to Cali, man, and I've been extradited. That's when it starts.
No. The police don't want to go to Cali. The snow is too bad. So we had to flood that bitch.
Oh, yeah. So you had to make yourself known.
We had to flood that bitch. All was on this train bus wanted to go because some people had some punk ass charges like a speeding ticket warrant.
So as soon as they get home, they go free.
Yeah, they want to go. Me, I ain't tripping, but I'm tripping. I ain't tripping, but I'm tripping. Hey, so we flood that bitch out, man. And they was like, "Fine, we'll drive. You want us to risk your lives? We will drive." They went and got some chains, put the motherfuckers on, and we made it to Cali. And I was never so happy to see Cali. I promise you. I have never been so happy to see California. Just the word California. Just the word California, I was so happy to see. Man, when that door opened, in county jail, I was like, "Hey, y'all, it's been real," but I came from fucking Sanford, Florida, all the way to Sacramento, California.
Hey, you was that dude that was on the back of the bus in the beginning of the story. You was this dude. That was you. Somebody got on the bus and they said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Florida," and you sat up in the back.
Hey, the lady said, when she said, "Where you heading to, baby?" I said California. She said, "Oh dear God." Like she knew already. Like this shit is about to get real for me.
Oh no. So tell me this, man. I know you didn't make no bond because you're definitely not bondable. You bounced on bail already. You done did 16 and a half years straight. Locked up off and on all your life.
Mm-hmm.
How's that feeling knowing you're going back to prison, huh?
Bittersweet. Because it was over And then they gave me they still ended up giving me damn near pretty much the same. I actually got a better deal than I got if I would have took the original deal. So it was damn near kind of worth it because I got to see the other side of the country that I would have never seen under normal circumstances. So I pretty much came out and I did less than 2 years, like damn near 22 months.
Oh, you wouldn't even have made it out to jail out here. You sit in the jail out here, the average wait time in the jail to go to prison from the day you get arrested is 18 to 24 months is what you're going to sit in the county waiting to get shipped.
They pick and choose. Like in the branch out here, they built a section to house like people that's doing penitentiary time in the county jail. So they try to do that, but for some reason I wasn't never fortunate. Like I never hit the main line on like the in between thing, the branch. Like if you're on honor side, you're main line. If you're going to the pen, you're on the lockdown side. Right. So I've never been fortunate enough to go to the honor side at all.
No, we had that. We had it at one point where, first of all, if you was coming home from prison, you went back to the jail. Like your last 30 days, 90 days, you would go back to the jail.
That's crazy.
This was years ago, though. But them dudes was hurting dudes. You know what I mean? Them dudes coming out the system after 25, 30 years in here with this little 18-year-old kid that's got a chip on his shoulder because he beat up another 18-year-old last week. You know what I mean? Yeah. Messing with a man that just got paroled on a life sentence after being down 35 years probably ain't the smartest choice. Not to mention, smoking was still in the system at the time. So these dudes in prison know they going to jail. You already know what time it is. I got 90 days before I come home. If I can get 10 ounces of tobacco into that jail, I'm going to come out strapped. Them books is going to be, who knows how much is going to be on it.
Y'all weighted tobacco by ounces?
No, I'm saying just saying theoretically, because you ain't about to stick no pound of tobacco up your ass. You know what I mean?
I beg to differ.
I ain't never looked. I ain't never keeped it. I'm weird about shit like that. I'm gonna get caught with it. You know what I mean? I'm that guy that's gonna get caught with it. I know it's a thing. I'm an inmate. I've been locked up. I've seen some amazing things.
They know my story. I didn't blew this motherfucker out about trying to get that dollar. So shit, hey, I ain't got
tell them the story you was telling me, man. You got to, man, of when they threw you in the strip cell, and you know the story I'm talking about.
You gotta let me.
That's one of the rawest stories I ever heard, man. When it comes to nasty, convict, gotta do it type shit.
All right, hey, I'm gonna go get a wrap. Talk to the subscribers in the 30 Nation. I'll be right back.
All right. Let me catch up on some of the comments real quick. Appreciate everybody jumping in tonight. Let me back it up a little bit. Thursday ain't shit been going on YouTube, man. YouTube has been dry. You know it always ends bad. We Jaggy Thistle checking in from Scotland. Link J from Scotland, UK. Okay. See New Age Plug in the house. Was good, would you? New Age, y'all have it popping, man. I'm not big on drama. I just like when there's consistently something to watch, man. Y'all done disappeared here lately, man. Derek Mallory, hey, salute. Abacus Beat says, I know it's been dropping and re-rocking your stories. Appreciate it.
Unfortunately.
Nothing like it, Jay. How much to become a member? I don't do memberships. And there's a reason for that. I've told y'all before, I don't want anybody to ever feel like because of your financial status, you're entitled to something more than anybody else. I wouldn't want to put content out that you're only going to get if you can pay. Because not everybody can pay, man. And that's why going on 3 years of being a YouTuber, I still don't have a members page. I don't have just members only. Because not everybody's got money, man. And I don't want nobody to be left behind. But I appreciate the fact that you would, if you could. Said, love the way Papa Cat said, love the way Dirty tells story. Hey, Dirty's a funny ass dude, man. That's my guy. Me and him talk a lot off the phone. We've been in touch for a while. This has been in the making. Nate Dogg 916. He's up to bat. Like, got a lot of dudes, man. I've been looking forward to doing this. With work right now, I do not have the time to make the videos. And people ask me why I continue to do construction. You this big YouTuber. I got to think realistically, man. And 20 years from now, with construction and all that, still be feeding my family, or will YouTube? And that's why I continue to get up and go to work every day, because that's guaranteed bread. All I know is, y'all see it, hustle. That's all I know. And look at it like this. If I'm getting a bag from YouTube and I'm getting a bag from working, why would I cut one of my bags off?
I don't see. Hey, it's all about multiple streams of revenue.
Always have plenty of eggs in your basket. So that's why I'm not, until I get some new employees, and I can hire guys today. But here's what I'm not going to deal with anymore. I'm not going to deal with the drug addict shit, man. I'm not. I don't have to. And I've tried it. When I say I've tried it, like dealing with guys in their addiction, if you need help, I will help you. I will get you to where you need to be. But if I come to find out that this is just your life and I'm just another boss along the way of guys that you're just going to work for and go get high, I can't do it, man. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely be doing these lives, doing these interviews, get them jumping, man. I'm pulling for Big Lance as well. That's my dude. I love him, and I think Lance is going to be okay, man. If you watch him, we love you, Lance.
Shout out, Lance.
Right, man. And you remember what I said, man. Don't be a fucking bitch. Every time you go to get high, I want you to imagine me right here in your face going, look at you, you little bitch. You gave in again, bitch. Don't be a bitch, man.
Hey, I can't necessarily say that one.
And I'm not calling nobody a bitch. That's just my motivation. My motivation to you to just feel like that. Be like, you're a man. To the women, you're a woman. Like, you're better than this. And me and Lance joke. That's an inside joke. Lance is far. He ain't no bitch. He's far from a bitch. So, run up, get done up. Like, he ain't no bitch. That was between me and him. He'll tell you that. I'll tell him. I'll be like, Lance, if you get high this weekend, you're a whole entire bitch, dog. Straight up. That's my way of saying, don't get high, man.
Only thing I would say to him is what I've been saying, man.
But I can do that. We had that relationship.
I'll say, shake that shit.
Yeah, we got that relationship. We can do that, man. And I love the dude. So I want to see him at his best.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday morning, man.
Yeah, he's struggling. That shit ain't easy, man. It's not. People that joke about addiction, that shit is not easy. I was an alcoholic up till a little over a year ago. And I'm still an alcoholic, but I struggled. It wasn't a day that went by I didn't drink. I woke up, that shit was on my mind.
Man.
So you know what, man? Go ahead and roll up. You got to tell these people this story, man. For y'all that don't know, let me give y'all some backdrop. Keystering, suitcasing, man person, Hershey Highway, your glove compartment, your fifth wallet. Keystering is the act of hiding something.
Hey, your man purse.
Inside your man purse. Hiding it in the place that if you strip butt ball naked, yeah, that place, that's what Keystering is. He's got one of the best. It's sad when there's best keystering stories, but he's got one of the best keystering stories that I think I've heard in a minute. Jump into it, man. I'm gonna grab something to drink. I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick. I got somebody step by. Get into it. Hold the audience down. Y'all give me 90 seconds, and I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna wait for you to get back because I gotta send out an order too, babe. Damn it, I left my phone. Babe, I need you feel me? Crizone Riz oil. Yes. Please. All right, so Longbeard. Man, Longbeard, you're like a breath of fresh freaking air. You know that? I always wondered what happened to you, where he was at and all that. That's what's up. Wow. Andre Montu. Wow. You're my hey Andre. If I remember right, I think You're my little cousin, Andre. You're my little cousin. I don't know that grandma was a mother. Best case story. You've heard it. Hey, Vin, hold on. Vin Laddick Heathen. You know one of my rap names was Citrus the Heathen. Citrus the Heathen. So I mess with all my heathens. All my heathens. Because y'all gonna feel I'm real heatheny after y'all hear this story. But this story is so like traumatizing. I can't tell this story without a sip of water. I can't tell it. Like it's too
Sip.
I was just ordered to take a sip. Dude had a whole jar of roaches. Alice said, I'm never getting on the bus with you. Oh, man, ain't that bad, man. Damn. No, that shit, that was like old. That was like 3 days old, though. Come on now. James Witt.
And we're back. All right, so now we broke down the art of keystring hiding something inside of your.
So
take it over.
Hey, look, you said you ain't got you know this story. I'm gonna tell it the extended version, like the lead up to it. So if you want me to just go, I'll just go.
Get it? Let's go.
All right. So in the pen,
hey, Mark, do me a favor. Tell him that to send me some socks, man. Tell her send me some socks in the black and red. Just tell her send me some socks on my slides.
Oh, you must got them boots on still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so like when it comes to potty watch, like we know what it is. And the first time I got put on potty watch, right, I didn't know really kind of what it was. Like potty watch.
Break down potty watch. Not everybody. What's potty watch? Potty watch is when they will put you in a room to watch your bowel movements because they're convinced that you have either stuck something up there or swallowed something. They will put you in a room where nothing can be flushed. It's going to be there, and they're going to examine whatever you pass out.
Right.
All right.
So leading up to this potty watch incident, I had been on potty times. One time I was coming to work early in the morning, and they didn't used to pat us down because I worked in the kitchen. So I come in the kitchen at about like 3:30, 4 in the morning. The dude say, get against the wall. Start patting me down. I had a bundle of sticks in my sock. And sticks is what we call penitentiary joints.
Yeah, because that bitch look like a lollipop stick.
Yes. Man, that motherfucker.
How skinny it is. That shit you dust off your jeans, that's what's in a stick.
Man, that motherfucker must have patted my sock. He patted my sock. He said, what's that? I grabbed it and said, boom, candy.
Oh, here we go.
Candy. That motherfucker went for his walkie-talkie. And I went to the bathroom. Like I flushed it and passed it off to one of my coworkers. It was like, yep, yeah, you go on the potty watch. I seen you swallow that. But really, the truth is, when I tried to swallow it, that motherfucker got stuck. So I was walking to the bathroom about to try to throw this motherfucker up because it wasn't moving. But when I did the whole heave and got it up. So they put me on potty watch on New Year's. So this motherfucker, they got me cuffed up, right? But at this potty watch, I'm only cuffed to my waist and my ankles is cuffed. That's it. None of this extra shit, no tape, no nothing. Just belly waist restraints. This is a New Year's from 2000 to 2001. So then to make matters worse, I hit toilet I hit the button on the toilet in the cell, and it worked. It was covered, but it worked. It was only covered with a plastic. So if I really got out what I had, all I had to do was rip that plastic and flush. Now, if it didn't flush,
so they messed up.
Yeah,
they left the water on.
Yeah, this potty watch was lax as fuck. So I'm thinking all potty watches like that.
Because I've seen them where they just put a bag in the toilet and there don't be no water.
Yeah, this way is around that shit. Because if that's all they worried about, boop it out and eat it again.
Yes.
And
Good,
we call it recycle. So the second time, this is when I was in Solano. I'm in the cell with a cell phone, a DVD player, White Lightning, Heron, and hella. I was the man. I was the man. And the motherfucker kept coming to my cell like this. I was in the cell with a Crip when we got in the ride with the Southsiders. Void from Stockton, Northside Gangster Crip. That's my partner. But we were sellers, and I told him, watch this. I'm about to do my motherfucking thing. I'm fresh off the 48 Laws of Power 2. I'm taking notes in that seg.
Oh, yeah,
I'm about to, and I'm the only one with cigarettes. I got cigarettes that I came from a level 4 with that's in my radio that I'm opening at will. Like I'm controlling the weather. When it's cigarettes is when I say it's cigarettes in this motherfucker. I'll decide I want to open my radio and take out a couple of 50 balls and be like, yep, it's tobacco. Watch them come from other buildings. They was like Night of the Living Dead because there was not a drop of tobacco on this yard. Killing them. So then the police come to the cell. Void keep coming to the cell doing this. Void keep doing this. Look, Jay. He like this. I know you in there doing something, Dirt. What you doing? Because he got wine. He coming to my cell. In Solano, they can hit the button outside the cell and turn your light on. Like anybody could walk up to your cell and hit the light and hit the button and see what you're doing, right? But I'm in the corner, tucked in, watching porno with the TV kind of at an angle. This motherfucker trying to see the TV. That's what he's trying to see. Whole time, I got the homie's phone that I borrowed.
Now,
he's outside.
Who is he? A dude or a guard?
Void is from Northside Gangster Crip. He was my cellie in the hole, but now we're out the hole and we're in the same building. And he keep coming up trying to see what I'm doing. And at the same time he doing that, the homie who let me borrow his phone is sending somebody from outside like Dirt. The homie say, slide the phone. I'm like, hold on, 1 second, hold on. I stalled, man. Next thing you know, the police caught wind of what's going on. They come to the cell. The light come on. I'm behind the sheet, though, like this. That light come on. I look behind the sheet. It's the police. They like step out. The Heron is sitting right there on the shelf. I don't even do Heron or nothing. But at that moment, boom, swallowed that shit, washed it down with some tea. She was like, you're going to potty wash.
You're like fucking Pac-Man.
I'm like, fuck that. I ain't tripping. I'm going to potty wash.
You just gobble up everything.
I will be back in 3. Yes, I'll be back. But I got the homie's DVD player and the other's homie's phone in my pocket. I got hella cosmetics and shit, other things I ain't supposed to have. And I just seen the homie cash out for this phone. And I don't know whose this DVD player is. The homie just let me borrow it for the night. And I know the price tag. I can't afford it.
Right.
So next thing you know, when she tell me to step out, I eat the Heron and I step out and I get against the wall. When I get against the wall, somebody called her and distracted her for about 2.2 seconds. When they called her Miss Valdez, I broke. Bam! I'm running across the day room. They shoot at me. Bang! Bang! They shoot at me with the block, not the real gun, the block gun. Because they don't know, because I'm taking off running. They don't know what I got. They don't know if I got a gun. They don't know what I got. They just know I'm running. So they shoot at me. Bang! Bang! They don't hit me. I run up the stairs. I see 2 white dudes in the cell. I slide the phone under. First, I tried to slide under one cell. It didn't go. So I slide under another cell, and that motherfucker went under. They just opened the door. The tower opened the door. Ding, phone sitting right there. But the police that came from both sides and sprayed the dog shit out my ass. So when I get to the hole, I'm already knowing I'm going to potty watch. These motherfuckers tell me, man, you done fucked up, man. You done fucked up. I'm like, shit, what I did? All I did was run from y'all. And a simple high-speed chase, that ain't shit. It was like, yeah, that's not what this report says. Man, the bitch said that I bursted out the cell.
Hold on, that you did what? You broke up. It said you did what?
She said I bursted out the cell and gave her a stiff arm with enough force to make her stumble back.
Oh,
that's how she said. Officer. That's how she said I got away from her.
You assaulted an officer. So
now I got a staff assault and I'm on potty watch.
Strip cell.
That's how I ended up trying to go. Once I found that out, I went from potty watch to suicide watch. Or I tried to. I tried to, Jay. I promise you, I tried to. And when I went to the suicide watch, talked to the doctors, they said, we're going to give you a shot of Haldol and a Benadryl chaser. And we're gonna come back in an hour and see how you feel.
You feel shit.
When they came back, I was in the wheelchair like this.
Yeah, you was drooling.
I was like, just take me back to my cell. Like the whole game plan of going suicide watch to get off of this charge, that was out. No. I was like this, drooling, all this shit, just like you said. They put me back in that cell. I slept for about 2 days. So then the next situation happened where I was trying to play crazy again to beat this staff assault that they got on me now. And I get to the hospital, I get to the CTC, they call it. Man, the doctor says, yeah, man. I said, what are you doing? He said, yeah, I'm writing up your prescription for your Haldol chaser and your Benadryl. I said, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not taking no motherfucking needles, man. We're not doing that shit. He was like, look, man, you ain't got no choice. And for y'all that don't know, if the doctor signs off for you to get some type of medication because you are possibly trying to hurt, if he signs off, you got to take that.
Oh, psych meds are mandatory, or you go to the hole.
You got to take that.
And you still take
I'm not going out like no punk. So all the COs came from the hole because the CTC was separate from ASSEC. The ASSEC police came to the hole. I could hear their keys coming when they was getting closer. I could hear it. Man, they opened the door. They all know me. I'm cool, man. I'm cool, motherfucker. They know me. They open the door. They like, Williams, what's up? You ain't trying to take your meds? I'm like, hell nah, man. The last time they gave me that shit, I wasn't right for about 3-4 days. I'm not going out like that. He was like, well, you know how this go. I said, y'all do what y'all got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. If you was on the outside, you would have been like, damn. Man, we tore that motherfucking nurse's office up. All you heard was, we tore that motherfucker up. But the end result is they jacked my ass up like a 6'4" Chevy and had my arm up there behind my back. I was like, all right. Hey, Zay, I literally was like, all right. Watching the needle go on my arm in slow motion. Oh, they said, man, they did the same procedure, man. They said, yeah, we're going to see how you feel in an hour. They said, this time I don't get a wheelchair. I get a cage. So when they come back to me this time, I'm at the bottom of the cage like this, sprawled out. Like I tried to get as comfortable as I could in this cage off this Haldol. I don't even know how much they gave me. I just know they gave me a lot of.
They don't even know how much they gave you.
Oh man!
So tell them the story, man. Tell them the story. Tell them what happened.
So anyhow, man, we fast forward. Because we don't want to give them everything. So we fast forward, right? This is a couple years later. I done been on Potty Watch twice. I'm 0 for 2, or I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0, so I'm kind of invincible. So I'm still taking what we call penitentiary chances. I decide I want to go to the visiting room and slam dunk, right? I want to go out there and make it happen because there is a such thing as a motherfucking hustle. I mean, there's a such thing. There's a penitentiary. What's the word I'm looking for? Like there's a market. There's a market of a black market in prison that
I caught a street case in prison in the visitation room. I know.
Yeah, there's some people. I know some thousandaires in prison.
I should have been home. I should have been home from prison, but caught taking them penitentiary chances while in prison. Got caught with it.
Man,
2 big old sacks of crack.
Man, so. At this time, I didn't play basketball quite a few times through quite a few prisons, and I ain't been caught, right? So I kind of feel invincible on the dance floor a little bit. But this particular time, my little brother is bringing the bundle. He's bringing the bundle, right? And yeah, I know it's my little brother. Like, I get to that. Like, y'all understand. Like, I made amends with that to myself. Like, my little brother gonna rock with me no matter what.
Yeah, there's times we ain't shit. We're aware of that. We're very aware.
Right.
If we was great, upstanding citizens, you wouldn't be hearing prison stories.
Right. So in this particular time, when I go to the dance floor, you're supposed to have a jacket because, like, that jacket do the whoop wop for you. It kind of gives you that extra protection. But at this particular day, this particular day, it's hot, so I can't wear no jacket. And they didn't call me late. That was already kind of funny. Like, they didn't call me to this dance floor kind of late. My brother been out there because we had cell phones.
Room, y'all.
Yeah, my little brother been out there. he been out there like because I talked to him on the cell phone. Like I knew when he was coming in. I knew already.
Right.
And so this time, so when I get out there, I'm ready to bust the play and get it over because visiting is almost over anyway. So the handoff was kind of sloppy. I admit it was sloppy as fuck. It was like it was all in the open. All that.
Did you feel bad about it from the gate?
No.
You didn't feel like it was a bad handoff. Like, man, this.
Oh yeah. I thought
when I got tore off, I had a feeling before any sign of anything was going that it was coming. I had that stomach feeling like I'm about to get caught.
Real shit, like real shit. Yes, that shit is real. Like as soon as I grabbed it, I knew it was bad. As soon as I grabbed it,
right?
Yeah, like damn. But I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm thinking about when I get back, what I'm about to do too.
Yeah.
So the move is, and I ain't booped it yet. I ain't even booped it yet. It's still in my back pocket. So the move is to scoot into the crowd as they call your names out. This is why they changed that procedure. But I'm moving to the crowd, use everybody to block me. Boo! I would say about 15 seconds later, the goon squad came up behind me, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for introduction to contraband in a prison. But he whispered it so soft in my ear. His name is Kreitz. I know you're going to see this, Kreitz. You're going to see this. But he whispered it. You ever had somebody like I'll never forget the way he whispered in my ear. It was like no matter how loud it was, now in the visiting room, I clearly heard him when he came up behind me and said, "You're under arrest for introduction to contraband into a state prison. Put your hands behind your back." I said, "I ain't got shit. What you talking about?" I said, "I can shit right now." He said, "Oh, you can?" He said, Nah, we know you got you, right?" All in my mind, I'm like, damn, it don't end like this. Like they're taping me up in the visitor room in front of everybody. And then they start to walk me to the potty wash cell. And all I keep doing is telling myself, like, it don't end like this. Like my brother, I just kept seeing my brother facing the charge. It don't end like this. So when I get in the cell, right, I start walking. Like I start
walking. He's going to jail. You're not just going. Your people, if you get caught taking drugs in the prison, that's worse than getting caught with drugs. Your ass they going for maximum sentencing. Just so y'all know, his brother is about to take a trip.
Man, so and then I'm thinking about my mama. She gonna be like, "You did that to your little brother? Like you ain't shit." Everybody, there's gonna be a whole bunch of you ain't shits. So I'm like, it don't end like this. So I start walking laps in the cell. I'm praying to whatever gods I could think of. I'm telling you, every god I could think of, from Jehovah to Muhammad. I'm praying to everybody like, help. With one moment in my life, I need a sign.
Right.
So the first problem was that I had to, in order to get this bundle out of me, I have to pee. Like if I push too hard, I can't, and I can't pee in the toilet, so I gotta pee on myself. So I lay down on the bed sideways and just let it rip.
So now you're in. So now they got you in the strip cell. Now you're in the potty wash cell.
Oh yeah, I'm in the potty wash cell. There's nothing in there, but
you got clothes on, or they strip you.
No. I'm glad you said that because you made me skip over the protocol. All right, protocol is this: 2 pair of boxers. 1 forward, 1 backwards. 2 jumpsuits. 1 forward, 1 backwards. The ones with the tie string, though. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, them motherfuckers, every layer is taped. So the bottom leg of your boxers is taped.
Your evidence.
Your arms is taped.
Walking evidence.
Yes, because if you try to push something out, it's gonna fall right there where that tape is on your mid thigh. It's gonna be stuck right there.
Right.
So off top, like I gotta pee. So I lay on the bed, pee on myself, roll in it, sop it up like old biscuit, and I keep walking. I think I done probably walked about 1,000 laps trying to figure this shit out. I'm really, really thinking. I'm digging deep. So this police that was watching me, he was like a good old boy, what we call them, police that work at old Folsom. Been there since the fucking 60s and 70s.
Every prison got him.
and he's a windbag. This motherfucker. There's another dude on potty watch next to me. The potty watch is 1-to-1. So one police is watching him, one police is watching me. The one that's watching me is the War Story OG decorated. Says you got CDC rules and you got all Folsom rules. He one of them type of COs, right? So as I was walking, man, I promise you, this was a needle in a haystack thought. If they give me clothes, there must be thread. There must be thread. So on this jumpsuit that they had on me backwards, then that means the ass part is in the front of me. So if I can pluck this thread that's in my shorts, like,
yeah, I got you. Yeah, you can pull the seam apart.
You pull it and you pluck the seam. You get a hole. You create a hole.
Right.
So I start plucking. As he's talking, I'm walking laps, plucking. Next thing you know, if I get through that part, then the other part of the jumpsuit is the strings. They can't tape all that part, so I get through that easy. Right. Now, from walking all these 1,011 laps in the cell, I was able to reach up under that tape on my thighs and feel my niggities. So my thing is this: if I can feel my niggities, then I might be able to get to the bundle. But this won't work if I can't do it all in one scoop. Because if they smell the weed, they're gonna come in the cell on me. Like they're gonna come in the cell. This thing, they're sitting out there talking and they smell shit. I ain't asked if you got a shit. They're gonna call a watch commander who's gonna bring another CO and they're gonna cut all this tape up off of you and put you over this little potty stool thingy with a trash bag under it. So whatever you shit out is going right in that clear trash bag, and they're gonna watch it. Boop.
Otherwise, they got the package wrapped up until it's time.
Yes. Watch it fall. They're gonna grab that shit. And then they take it with a popsicle stick and they fillet it out. To see it, make sure there ain't no balloons or nothing in that shit, right? So anyhow, it gets dark time. I'm waiting for it to get dark because I know this is the only chance I got to make my move, right? I got the hole in my jumpsuit. I can feel the bottom of my niggities. So I lay down on my side like I'm ready to make my move. Police talking too much. I reach down, right? I get up, go through the jumpsuit, through the hole, and I reach down. Remember, this finger is very important. This finger is very important. So I lay down on my side, right? I get to, you gotta kind of like, I'll get my finger down there and push. The first thing that came out was not the bundle.
Okay, moving on.
It was not the bundle. Now here's the dilemma. Some people would have said, flush it. No, ain't none of that. Throw it away in the tray. Ain't none of that. Because the minute that they smell shit,
now you want that to stay there. You want them to see that. Because that's proof there ain't nothing there. If you make sure there ain't nothing there.
Right. But this is that's why this was like a freebie. Because I can't even allow them to smell the shit. Because then they're going to know that I was going for the bundle. Yeah. They're going to know that. So
the play has been made.
Right. So I got so when that first turd came out, luckily it was solid enough to where I could hit it with the hook. Don't ask me how it tasted, because I'm gonna tell you it tasted like shit. I'm gonna tell you it tasted like shit. Now real shit. It tasted like shit and adrenaline. Because I really didn't I was on that right there was swallowed in like 2 good gulps, like good shit gone, right? But I still got to face the dilemma of this bundle of weed that's still up in me, right? So once that shit was gone, I could sensational.
I just caught the fuck on to something. Back up. So you ate the doo-doo to keep them from smelling or discovering the doo-doo so that you can continue on with your mission.
Yes.
Because if there wasn't a doo-doo mission over, so you didn't swallow the bundle.
No.
You swallowed
the doo-doo.
The doo-doo.
Because if they smell the doo-doo, they're coming in to seal on me. They're gonna spray me instantly because they know I'm making
you right now for telling me. And I know you're telling the truth because I've done so much time locked up. Nothing shocks me. Continue, sir. Continue.
All right, so first turn is gone, right? The second one, I kind of know it's the bundle because this finger, like I said, this finger is so important. This shitty middle finger is so important right now. No, I didn't lick my finger and lick the dookie. I didn't go that far with it. But so when I go down, I push and I get the next bundle out. And it's a shit-coated ounce of weed, right? Now, I got to say this because when I told this story on Josh's channel, there were a lot of people in the comments.
Yeah, shout out to Josh, man. Shout out to old Death over Lockdown 23-1.
Shout out Josh, man. That's my guy. Hey, man, there was a lot of people in Josh's comments when I say what I'm about to say. Listen, when I got that bundle, that shit-coated, covered bundle out of me, it was wrapped in plastic. I went to town. When I got it in my mouth, I was chewing with one side of my mouth like a conveyor belt. The plastic and the weed was going to one side, and I swallowed. Chew, swallow. Chew, swallow. When it was done,
a whole ounce.
And that's the thing, right? When you up against it, I promise you, you're going to do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
The problem was, motherfuckers was like, man, you don't get high if you eat weed.
You a motherfucking lie.
I'm going to say, fuck everybody that says you don't get high from eating weed. They even went as far as to go the scientifical thing. You have to heat the weed up to a certain amount of temperature before the activate of the THC. Fuck that. I ate an ounce of weed and I was high as shit. High as shit. Man, I hated that. Hey, look, I've been waiting for a long time to defend myself on that, man. A long time.
I know you're telling. Man, we had a quarter pound one time back when I was a youngin', and we had these 3 pit bull puppies, and they ate that shit, and the bitches was running head first into the wall and falling off the deck, and it was fucked up for like a week straight.
So I said that. That's a common one when a dog eats the trimmings and be fucked up.
So you gonna tell me you ate it. You ate it.
So when I was done, I was like, yes, I beat the yes. I said, call your watch commander. Tell him I gotta take a shit. Tell him now. He called. Watch commander came. When they started cutting the shit up off of me, cutting the clothes off of me, they was like, Jesus Lord, he shit on himself. I said, yeah, man, I've been telling y'all for a long time I had to go, man. What the fuck do you expect? You took forever to come get me, man. I had to go. They said, get this man some new linen. So they give me some new clothes. They take the shitty clothes and put them over in the corner in a little bag, right? So I'm like, yeah, shit, nigga, I didn't beat potty wash. So when the morning time comes, the actual goon squad, because it's not the goon squad that watches you man to man. Goon squad is the police of the police, pretty much.
Yeah,
they like the feds of prison.
Yeah, so, they coming to get you.
So the next morning when the goon squad Snyder come, Snyder like, he tell the police like, yeah, man, where's the contraband? Like they come in slapping high five. Yeah, where's the contraband? Yeah. It was like, it was clean. It was like, it was what? It's like, yeah, he was clean.
You know, you like hell no. Motherfucker, they just kick his computer all the way off his desk in the prison, right? There's somebody in there right now that just kicked their computer across. I told you. Go ahead, man.
No, Kreitz is the one that was kicking the thing, and the funny part is when I went back to old Folsom, Kreitz was still there, and Kreitz when I was still there when I beat the charge, like I used to work where the count gate was where the police came and left. And every time I was in a situation with him and his co-workers where they walking by, he used to be like, Williams, that motherfucker right there. That's the only motherfucker that beat me, man. Only motherfucker that beat me. But you know what? You did what you had to do, and I did what I had to do. I respect you, man. That's what he tell me. But now Snyder, when he came that morning and went in the cell, he was like, he clean. What the fuck? Man, he went up in the cell. There's only a mattress in the motherfucker. He's like, where is it? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he went in there. All I see is the mattress flying from one side of the cell to the other. What the fuck? Man, what the fuck up? So, damn. Got me back. You're supposed to get them 3 shits.
Right.
3 days.
Right.
3 shits or 3 days. By the time they was done with me, they made me give them 10 shits. I went in on Saturday and didn't get out till Thursday. So when I came out, the homies was on the yard. It was a regular day. The homies kicking in, whatever. They see me walking across the yard. They was like, nigga, I thought you was Ben. I thought you were done. I was like, man.
You ate shit.
You never believe. I was like, you'll never believe what happened to me. Look, the homies literally came and formed a circle around me, and that began the story and the legend of Dirt having to eat his own shit. And how I knew it was profound is because there was this Korean dude that didn't mess with nobody, but he was my coworker. And I told him the story, and when I was done telling him the story, he looked like you, except his mouth was dropped. And I was like, man, I hope you don't think different of me, man. He was like, no,
you do what you got to do.
It's the opposite. He said, man, if you will eat your own shit to save your life and your brothers, what does that say about you?
Right. And that takes me back to one of the comments, man. Somebody earlier, a couple minutes ago, was like, man, you ate your own shit for a little bit of weed? Nah, he ate his own shit to save himself and his brother. Had he got caught with that, his brother was getting booked. He's inside the prison in this cell. They got a slip with your visitors. They know who just came there. The state police are going to the house, and his people are getting arrested and taken to jail. That's why he ate it.
Yeah. And there was no. Remember what I said? Like lately, a lot of people been hearing it, but failure is not an option. Quitting means death. And sometimes when you're faced in that situation, like, that's where you know where you made of.
Right.
That's where you know, right there. Because you know how many of y'all in the comments, all 400, 500, whatever it is of y'all, you know how many of y'all probably would have been like, yeah, man, hold on, where you want me to toot it at? You want me to toot it right there and drop it right there? I got you. It's all good. No, man, that's not an option. Figure it out.
I don't know. I'm going to be real, man. Because, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what the fuck I'd have done. I don't know what I'd have done. That's gangster. If that's savage, that's barbarian, that's Viking, that's Captain Caveman. That shit is serious. Like, just listen to you. I don't think I could do it just on the strength of, I would have thrown that. I would have been like, I threw up on myself, and I'd have had shit all over the front of me.
Man,
I just possibly see I couldn't have. I might throw up right now.
And there's people that, like, I mean, there's been different ways people have attempted to beat Potty Watch, but that way right there hadn't been done. But the only way,
you ain't the only person that's probably done it, but you're probably the only person that'll ever admit it.
Yes.
That's the guys I'm too. There's probably plenty of people that's done something just like it, but you know what they're not gonna do? They're not gonna get on here and tell everybody.
It comes with a thought, though. Because I knew a dude that happened in 2009, but I know a dude back in like 2001 or 99. This dude had threw up the stuff and ate it again, and that thing I had heard. But the fact that he ate it was still enough for me that little seed of a thought was all I needed to let me know how to properly dispose of the contraband. And they changed the policy soon after. Now they put gloves on over your hand, like they're like a whole like
a mitten
over your hand. Yep. That they put a cuff at the bottom that tightens up, so you can't do nothing. The whole time you cuffed up, your hands is in there like this.
Yeah, like Rocky.
Because I beat their ass.
Oh my God, Dirt. So when did you get out, man? How long you been out now?
I came home 2018, June like 8th or 9th, 2018.
You done?
I ain't, man, look, I ain't been back. Like there's a right and a wrong way to do shit. I'm gonna just say that. There's a right and a wrong way to do shit.
Right.
The choice is yours.
Right. My dude, man. I don't get left for out of words very often, man. But I don't even know what to I got a fucked up story similar, but I wasn't locked up. And I ain't never told it, but I'll tell it. I told you I used to drink a lot, right? When I mean drink a lot, like I can drink, and that's why I don't drink. Because if Jay continues to drink, I'd be dead in 2-3 years because my liver can't do what I can do.
What's your drink of choice?
Jack. You know what I mean? Like I drink hard shit. I don't do chasers. You know what beer is? Beer is a chaser. Like if I got beer, that's just a chaser. Like I hit the bottle, boop, 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 and then grab the beer to chase with. So I just come home. I get an apartment, staying with my homeboy, and we're over in Southside Richmond. I'm drinking daily. Has nothing to do with coming home. It's just my life. I drink every day. I'm an alcoholic. I'm with this girl at the time, right? Last thing I remembered is I had drank an entire bottle of Jack, a handle, the big bottle.
With the little hoop thing that you.
Yes, that's a handle. I drank that on top of, and this was when Ice House was still the beer. This is pre-prison, right? Before Ice House became like Bush. Now Ice House is like bottom of the barrel, but at the time Ice House was.
I was gonna say like hey, Ice House.
Yeah, we're talking 2001, 2002.
Oh yeah.
So I've been drinking all day, Dirt. I wake up in the morning, the whole house is disheveled. Everybody's gone. I got a roommate, I got a girl. Last thing I remember, I was drinking on this second bottle of liquor, and there was people everywhere. Music was jumping, dogs was running around. It was getting lit. I look down, I throw up on the front of my shirt. I'm in the recliner, right? I throw up on my shirt. I said, what the fuck is going on, man? So first thing I do, come up out the shirt, right? Get this nasty ass shirt off. I go upstairs, I take a shower, I get out, and written on the mirror and lipstick is, you a nasty motherfucker. I'm at my mama's house. I'm just looking at the mirror, right? I'm hungover too, bad. Like I feel like I just like woke up from being knocked out. I'm hungover. Yeah. So I'm standing in the bathroom after taking a shower. And we didn't even have, I can't remember. Yeah, we did have phones. I call her. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, you nasty. She's like, first of all, you got drunk last night and you beat up our neighbor. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you beat the neighbor up. And that's why everybody left, because you beat the dude up next door. And I'm like, all right, this has happened before. Continue. I'm like, what makes me nasty? She's like, you don't remember nothing? You don't remember getting to McDonald's? I said, we had McDonald's last night? She was like, yeah, it's sitting right beside the recliner. I said, no, I don't remember. She said I had passed out drunk, right? And I ate all this McDonald's, cheeseburger, french fries. Y'all gonna look at me different. It is what it is. She said I'd eaten all this food and I drank all the soda that was in this big ass cup. She said, and I was laying there in the recliner and in my sleep, I started gagging. Like I was going to throw up. She was like, oh, we had new furniture. Well, fuck, you ain't about to throw up on a recliner. You got me. You know what I mean? She runs over there, hands me the cup. It holds the cup up underneath me. And I throw up in the cup. Brace yourself. You got a weak stomach. Go do something else and come back. So I throw up in this big ass McDonald's cup. She said the cup overfloweth. It's her word, right? She sits the cup back down beside me on the nightstand. She said, now that everybody's left, my roommate's done. I don't know where. I think he went to his girl. She said she was sitting on the couch and I had got up and was stumbling around. That's how everything got disheveled. And I fell back into the recliner and went back to sleep. She said, I woke up about 30 minutes later, Dirt. She said, you ever seen a drunk person that got that blank stare in their eyes like they're asleep but they're awake? Man. Like they're just looking around and they're not really there. She said, I had that look. She said, I was there, but I wasn't there. Look like I was still asleep, but my eyes are open. She said, and I glanced around the room and I turned and I like rolled my lips and reached over and picked up the cup and drank it. She said, I sat there and watched you drink and then chew, drink and then chew some more and then finish the cup. Oh, God. I woke up dehydrated, pissy drunk. and drank my regurgitated McDonald's. You know what? I might be able to eat shit.
Oh man,
I don't remember none of it. I don't remember none of it.
I would throw up right now, but I ain't got nothing in my stomach to throw up.
I don't remember none of it. I have no problem with being real. You know what I mean? When people talk about being real, look, I don't remember none of it.
You chewed it.
Yes. She said, "'Cause you know you're drunk. You just shit down your throat." She said, "I had thrown up like half whole French fries, big chunks of cheeseburger." She said, "I was drinking this shit, and literally, I would stop to chew up what I was drinking."
Call it a protein shake.
She got sick. I went outside. There was throw up beside the step. She went straight out the door, puked, and left. Yeah, that's why y'all can. That's why I don't drink no more, man. She said she went outside the door and threw up and left. She said I wasn't even sleeping under the same roof with you. You beat up the neighbor, you destroyed the house, and you just drank a whole entire extra large puke. I'm out.
Okay, so let's put a different spin on it. What caused you to slow down?
What do you mean, my drinking?
Yes.
I stopped drinking.
Well, then what caused you to stop?
It was a combination of things, man. When I drink, I see a lot of my old self.
Mm-hmm.
I'm generally a very caring, loving, giving person. That's who I am. Mm-hmm. But I'm damaged. And when I drink, my damage comes out. When I drink, my anger comes out. My issues come out. Not always. It's like this. We can have a good night all night long. But if there's so much as an argument with another male here, I'm guaranteed to take flight on it. Whether I remember it or not, because it's just, I have a lot of things that I have not come to terms with. And that's a big part of why I drank. It was my way of dealing with the things I've been through in life, or so I thought. I drank because I was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That combined with, I got real sick about a year ago. And sick. And I thought it was COVID. And I was like, man, this ain't COVID. So I go to the doctor and they telling me, your liver's messed up. I was like, what do you mean my liver's messed up? And this doctors, they can say what they want. They're very judgmental. Yeah. They took one look at me. Here's the crazy thing. My personal doctor was actually the doctor at the prison, Dr. Gore.
Damn.
I'm sitting there looking at him in his personal office now. He's in private care. And he's looking at me. And he's like, I know you. Now, first of all, I'm covered in prison ink. You were the doctor at the prison, so maybe you're thinking you know me. But then when he said his, I looked at the name tag. Mark, you know who Dr. Gore is, right?
Yeah, Dr. Kevorkian.
Look, yeah. So I look, it's Dr. Gore, right? He's like, I know what's wrong with your liver. You got hepatitis C. The fuck? I said, I ain't got no hepatitis C. He's like, oh yeah. He took one look at my tattoos and automatically wanted to say, you got hepatitis.
Damn.
I said, yo, no, hold up. I only used my own ink. I made all my own needles. I don't have no hepatitis. Oh, yeah. Do you drink? I said, yeah, but you know what I mean? He's like, well, then your liver levels are everything's messed up. My test results come back. I don't have hepatitis. I don't have anything. It's a result of all the drinking.
Damn.
So I had to make a choice in that moment there. Am I going to drink until I die? Or am I going to stop drinking and live my life to the fullest and be here to watch my son graduate? He told me, if you continue to drink, you will die. Mm-hmm. And I was drinking heavy, man. When I mean drinking heavy, you watch my earlier videos, I had put on a lot of weight. To this day, I'm shedding that weight. I work out, I exercise, I eat right, because I put on a lot of weight. You're talking 225, 230 at 5'9" is not a good look if it ain't muscle. You know what I mean? I had turned into a fat boy. So I came home and I told my wife what was going on, and she was like, this isn't a story. This isn't a joke. You're going to die. And he made it clear, you will die if you continue to drink. And my little boy, my son Noah, I love him, but kids are nosy.
Yeah.
My son looked at me and said, I don't want you to die, Daddy. Don't drink no more. And that was it for me. There was one more instance after that where you remember that scene on Forrest Gump where he was where Lieutenant Dan was on the front of the boat and he was like, He was telling God, "Come on, you can't sink this boat. It's me or you. Let's do it."
Yeah.
And then after the boat didn't sink, he kind of had that calm. I had one of those nights one night drunk. Like I came back. When I mean I came back, like the old me returned. And this was about a year ago. The old me returned. That person I was once upon a time that I hated so much, that I despised, that I worked every day to be nothing like. I got real drunk one night. And that person came out. And there I was going down the interstate, 120 miles an hour in a rental. Pissy drunk. With everything and nothing right going on in that moment. You know what I mean? I did everything I could until I flew by cops doing over 100 miles an hour. They put the lights on. I just, boom, gone. I made it through the night. And
like
after that,
you was going so fast, the police was like, fuck it.
Well, I woke up the next day, right? I went and got a hotel room. And I've never been away from my son. He slept side by side with me every night since he's been born, right? Now he sleeps in his own room. That night would be the first night ever that I didn't sleep beside my son. It was because of alcohol. That night, I could have killed somebody. I could have killed myself. I could have got sent back to prison because of drinking. Drinking also played a major key role in my history. A lot of stuff I did in the past, I wouldn't have done if I wasn't drunk. The nights I was out jacking, I ain't gonna lie, I did rob people sober sometimes. But most of my stupidest moments were when I was drunk. And I saw what was coming. You know what was coming? Death or the penitentiary. And not neither one am I looking to see anytime soon. And I love my children, man. And I made a vow to my son when I came home that I would never leave him again. And with my new son, Noah, I've never known love like the love I have for that little boy. I couldn't imagine him having to come see me and repeating what I did with my first son, which is inside right now. So I made that choice. I had that standoff that night where it was like, fuck it. It is what it is. I made it through that night. I made it home that following day. And I ain't drank since, man. And I'll never drink again. Because I'm not the beer at the barbecue kind of guy.
Because because you know that one ain't enough, huh?
Yeah, and I might have, it might not, nothing happen. Tonight I might just have a beer. But tomorrow I'm gonna have two. And then the next thing you know, I'm gonna be on this live stream making a fool of myself, drinking bottles of liquor. Alcohol for me, people can say alcohol is not a drug. Alcohol is some of the most dangerous shit to ever be created. Some of the most dangerous shit to ever be created.
I often wonder, why was alcohol legal and weed illegal? Like,
let me ask you this. You smoke $50 worth of weed. The most you might do is go in there and fuck up a box of cereal, change through Netflix for 2 hours straight and find nothing to watch. Go drink a $50 bottle of liquor. Not only are you going to make an ass of yourself, get behind the wheel, you possibly going to kill somebody.
Man,
you know, they legalized alcohol because they realized that any motherfucker with a brain and two hands can make it.
And can't afford it. And can't afford it.
Money. They needed the money. They're like, you know what? These bootleggers are killing it right now. Man, get the people out, legalize it and tax it so we can get that money.
Hey, you come from that neck of the woods, huh?
Nah. But I know some people that know some people.
Man, bootlegging, that was all South. Oh, okay, hold on. I got a question. Can you please answer this? It is an unanswerable question, I'm pretty sure. But are you from the South or are you from a northern state?
I'm from the East Coast.
What? That ain't fair.
No. That's my answer. It's an argument that people are like, well, if you ain't below the Mason-Dixon, I'm from Virginia, man. You know what I mean? North, South, to me, for real, the way I look at it, that shit don't matter to me, man. Where you at is where you from, man. I've been through everywhere. I've lived all over. I don't know if it's South. I don't know if it's North. You know what I mean? I know my way around this bitch. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
I know the further I drive down 95 South, the more country shit gets. So I don't know, man.
That's that one unanswerable question for Virginians. How you feel? Like, are you a northerner or are you a southerner?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would consider Virginia the South. I just would. And you know why I'll say that? This is why I'll say that just off of observation. There's things I've seen in Virginia that I would never see in Philadelphia. For instance, a Confederate flag hanging outside of somebody's house.
Oh, man, I've seen that in Virginia a lot.
Now you answer the question. Is this the North or is this the South? Because certain shit ain't happening up north, right?
Yeah.
Right or wrong? You ain't about to use no Confederate flag as a living room curtain.
Hell no. Nah. Hell no. Nah.
There are some dudes in Virginia, and I don't, as long as what you do ain't got nothing to do with me and ain't hurt nobody I care about or around me, I don't give a fuck. Keep it over there. You know what I mean? To each his own. So, but I've seen it. Like, just be driving in the car, look over and be like, damn. You know what I mean? Man. Like, so that answers your question on is this the North or the South? Anytime you can hang a rebel flag out front and your front door don't get kicked in and you get beat up and drug outside, that's the South.
The South, hey man, I was in parts of Virginia where they shoot guns for fun. Like it sounds like
I'm not in that part though. I live in Richmond. I'm in Chesterfield now, actually. Let me rephrase that. I live in Chesterfield, which is right beside Richmond. And this is like, it's equivalent to what Los Angeles is to California. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Richmond's not only our capital, but Richmond is like at one point and still is to this day, it's treacherous. There's spots you don't want your car to break down. There's neighborhoods you don't want to make a wrong turn into at night. You know what I mean? So it's not like people think of Virginia and they think trees, cows. There ain't a state in the United States that ain't got cows. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. There's not a single state in this bitch that ain't got cows in it. There's not one. But Virginia is not all what you think. Every state's got trees. Every state's got fields. Ain't no cows around. I couldn't tell. I could drive and show you some cows, but it's gonna take us 45 minutes to get there. You know what I mean? Like those shits ain't in my backyard. Like where I live at, there's shopping centers and malls and traffic and interstates. Like you can jump on the interstate 4 minutes from my house, so you know it's the city.
So it's like a city, yeah, man. Shit,
it's the city.
I took the rural route. One thing I learned though is making that route from Virginia to Orlando and Florida. I mean, in Atlanta to Virginia. There's a difference between North, South Carolina, and Virginia.
Big difference between all three.
And it starts with the police.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Start with the police. Them motherfuckers so damn. Oh man.
Hey, look, I moved here, Dirk. When I was 12, we moved here from Charlotte, North Carolina. We moved to Richmond, right? And everybody in my class told me, "Oh, you moving to Richmond? You gonna be a rich man?" Like they joking, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we always move like from bad to worse. We wasn't moving here because it was a good thing. We was moving here because my dad had done a bunch of crazy shit and he was on the run. So he had family here, so we bounced here. I go from where I lived at in Charlotte, and people got a misconception of Charlotte too. It goes down in Charlotte. To anybody in from North Carolina, they'll tell you it goes down in Charlotte. Like who would think?
Have you been in Charlotte?
I lived in Charlotte. I grew up there till I was 12.
I'm gonna tell you how you know
I lived on Providence Road. Like I lived in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County for the longest time.
I'm gonna tell you how you know I've been there. I've been in front of Charlotte Stadium and took pictures next to the Panthers. The Panthers.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I ain't been back. I mean, I've been out that way to like drive through and visit, but I moved when I was 12. When you move at 12 years old, you don't get the option of going 6.5 hours back to where you came from.
Man, you move wherever mama move you. And in
by
my
the time
case,
you turn 18, you're here. You know what I mean? I've been here 6 years at that point. And then from there, I just bounced over, man, out in Illinois, a lot of time in Philly. But the problem with Philly is no sooner than I get to Philly, I'm there a couple of weeks, I'm locked up. I end up spending more time locked up in Philly than I do in the streets every single time.
Is Philly good for the regular person? Because I hear about Philly and Chicago.
No. People that, who lives in Philly? People that grew up in Philly. People's family members from Philly. People don't really move to Philadelphia. Like unless you're like somebody that's going to move to the suburbs and got a nice job or something, there's really no reason to move to Philly unless you want to just consistently do dope all day or go to prison or get killed. Like Philly's like that, man. The boys out there not playing. Like you don't leave the house without your shit. You don't, because that might be the difference between coming home or not.
I done heard people say Chicago is a nice city.
It was at one point. Mm-hmm. It was. I've been out there. It was at one point. I haven't been out there since it became Chirac. You know what I mean? But Philly, what they're talking about going on in Chicago right now, that shit was happening in Philly in the 90s. And that's a fact. You know what I mean? Young boys pulling up on 10 speeds, 14, 15 years old, already got 3 bodies.
I know Philly, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., New York is easy, but they all had the murder capital before.
Yeah. Well, I've seen shit pop off. I mean, even in the jails in Philly and being locked up in Philly, that's just crazy. But the streets out there, man, like if you're out walking out late night, you're asking for it. You're looking for it. You knew better. And that's what everybody's going to tell you when something happens to you. You knew better than be out there, man. What was you doing walking around the tour? I was coming home from the bar. Why you ain't call somebody? Like you act like you ain't know you was going to get robbed. Like them old heads out there, they ain't going nowhere. In the hell no. They lock the door. When street lights come on, click, click.
Wow. Hey, somebody, you familiar with Alan G?
Alan G.
Yeah, he has a subscriber. He says Chicago's World Fairs are incredible. I want to tell you a story about the World's Fairs. So in the 1800s, you know what a paradigm shift is?
Yep.
So I'm about to give you a paradigm shift.
I read a lot of books. I know a lot of shit. I read a lot. A lot of time in isolation.
That's right. So Chicago World Fair, 1800s or 1800s. So the World Fair is all these people coming from these other countries and displaying talents and things. Like they had Cactus Annie, Calamity Jane, all these sharpshooters
showing off, throwing daggers, eating fire, bearded woman, yeah,
showing off talents. So what happened is there was a lot of people that are from Chicago, they know about the Great Fire. Well, during this time, there was a bartender. This bartender's name was Mickey Finn. Mickey Finn. And what Mickey used to do was put stuff in people's drinks, drug them, and get them home and kill them. So what happened is they found out later that Mickey Finn had a whole cellar of dead bodies. Hence the word, slip me a Mickey.
Oh, yeah.
Slip me a Mickey. Come from Chicago in the World Fair. When Chicago burned down, that was one of the atrocities that they found. And Mickey Finn, a lot of us didn't know where the hell that term came from. Slip me a Mickey. Well, that's where it came from.
He was a dude.
Google Mickey Finn, an infamous serial killing bartender.
Yeah, you know what I didn't like about the one thing I didn't like about Chicago? It's cold, bro. When I mean cold, it's another level of cold. Like when you can feel like the cold go through your body and out the back. When your bones feel cold, it's cold. And that's how Chicago felt to me. Illinois in general just felt just like cold to the point that it hurt. But aside from that, it was all right.
And there's a YouTuber, I ain't gonna say his name, but there's a YouTuber that's from Chicago. We did an interview and he had a banger in his lap just to do the interview.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, that's the world these days. Don't nobody want to fight no more. You don't see dudes walking around with black eyes like that. It's like I don't condone fighting, but I condone that all day over picking up a gun, bro. You know what I mean? If the first thing you do anytime somebody runs them out to you is run for your gun, that's bitch shit. You know what I mean? That gun is to be met with a gun. Like if you want to bring a gun into the picture, then that's how that should take place. But you just don't see people walk around with black eyes no more, man. You know what I mean? No, people, men ain't what they used to be. A 40-year-old man back in 1986 compared to what a 40-year-old man looks like in 2022 is different. Men are not the same.
All right, I got this theory. I got this thing that I've been pushing. It's this narrative, man. And I respect your opinion. So you might be able to correct me or you might be able to agree with me. But I believe that everybody that be on this internet talking that tough shit, how hard they are, I believe that they're pushing a false narrative especially if they're from anywhere where I'm from, because the kids ain't fighting no more. They shooting. So if I teach 10 kids how to fight and give them that heart that I had in me, or that still have in me, and they take that attitude out there and think they can fight everybody, all 10 of them ain't gonna make it to their 20s. So if I'm pushing this narrative of it's cool to talk about how you could beat motherfuckers up and how you could do that, if I push that narrative,
up for failure. You're setting dudes up to die.
So the narrative I'm pushing is a more up-to-date narrative. Like, you know, you got to be more wise about it. Like, it's okay to be smart about the situation. It's okay to understand that this dude will kill you, and it's okay to choose your family.
I just try to, you know what I do, Dirt? I think I told you this before. I watch my enemies, and I try to watch the amount of enemies I make, man. You can say whatever you want. Like, you can call me a bitch, say whatever you want right now. I'm a grown-ass man. That shit don't hurt me. Say it to my face, you know what I mean? And then we'll see what it is. The words, even with the YouTube dudes say this, troll say that, troll say this. I'm not about to get on here and go back and forth with nobody on social media, first of all, because that's not what I do. Secondly, you got to remember this. Say I get to beefing with another YouTuber and he's got 20,000 followers, 10,000 followers.
20,000 enemies.
I've just made 20,001 enemies in a world where motherfuckers are scared to fight. Why would I do that?
That mean they're expert at their fingers.
But why would I do that? I mean, you got to remember, out of 20,000 people, there's some crazy people out there. There's some fucked up people out there. We all seen what happened with the Savage situation. Rest in peace. Terrible thing. You know what I mean? Man. I don't want to be one of them. I never signed up to get on YouTube to have to be watching my back because I'm driving down the street because I got to argue with somebody on the internet. At the same time, I tell people, stay out of trouble. You know, watch the bullshit you do. Don't do this, don't do that. How much of a hypocrite would I be if everything I tell them don't do, I jump on here and turn this into I'm trying to beef with everybody type event. This ain't that type of party. I did all that. I'm tired, Dirt. I'd have boxed and fractured both my hands in the past. I'd have had my ass whooped on many occasions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm past all that. I like the J I am today. I like macaroni and cheese. I heard that my son's cereal.
I heard that you, man, lately, like, you able to go inside, man, and talk your stuff.
That's it. Like, I took my son shopping yesterday to get some King Griffey's, and you'd be amazed at how many people came up and said, "Hey, what's up, Jay? Hey, what's up, little man?" and pounded my son up. Not at one point was I paranoid that somebody might try to hurt me or my child. And you know why? Because I don't put that out there to the world. I don't project that to the world. I'm never going to get on here and act like I can't be touched. Because you know what? The graveyard tells otherwise.
Man, of plenty of people that thought they couldn't.
Every single one of them. I don't give a fuck who you are. Guess you can't beat a bullet, man. You can get shot 50 times and live them 50 shots and get one little shot to the ankle and die. And I don't want to be there, man. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of not existing, Dirt. I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to miss nothing, man. I don't.
So let me ask you this. PNB Rock, he just got killed, right? My theory with that is that I don't think he quite realized how famous he was. Because if he would have realized how famous he was, I just don't think he would have went into Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles without security, with all his jewelry on.
No, that's not the issue. Coming from Philly, and my Philly cats will tell you this, coming from Philly, there's a Roscoe's on every corner. There's certain parts of Philly where Roscoe's is common. Well, there's Roscoe's all up and down the block. That's just, Roscoe's is like the equivalent of the Badlands out Philly, you know what I mean? Which is a bad spot. Coming from Philly to LA, I can tell you what he was thinking. He lived through all them years out Philly, being up and down in them blocks. When you come from that type of environment, you ain't gonna let nobody tell you where you are and ain't gonna go. You're not gonna let nobody do that. And that's the mindset PNB Rock had, because you know he was living out LA. A lot of people under misconception that he was like visiting. No, he was actually out there. You know what I mean? Had relocated out there. That's the issue, is he came from a place where that shit is normal. Motherfuckers get robbed, motherfuckers get shot all day. You know what I mean? What he say? What he say? Paid full. Dudes get shot every day, B. That's the environment he came from. He had also painted this picture that I'll never get robbed. He has said it on social media.
I seen that. I seen that.
Goes back to what I said. You got to watch the things you say on here because somebody will test the fabrics of what you say. At the end of the day, and rest in peace to that man, my heart goes out to anybody affected by his death. Ain't nothing in my pockets or nothing I got going on worth dying for, man.
Man, take this
shit.
Put
a gun in my face, guess what? You can have it. You can have anything you want except for the loved ones I got standing behind me. And that's on God.
Man,
that's on God.
That's what's
I'll
up.
split down naked out this bitch right now before I let my pride cause me not to go back home to my children.
That's the truth.
But you can have anything I got except for the one standing behind me. That's what I die for. And that's the truth, man.
That's what's up, man. Hey, shit. Don't take a rocket scientist to know.
Yeah.
Jay will bust you in your shit. You better not play with Jay.
Yeah, hey, look, I'm gonna go in the house and bust open this box of Cheerios.
I got pizza.
You know what I mean? But look, we're gonna do this again, man. I love the time. As you know, this is the longest, it's almost a 3-hour live. This is the longest live I did since the beach when I walked and about broke both my feet from walking for 4 hours. For anybody that owns Bo Jackson's, them the most uncomfortable. No. But look,
you said Bo Jackson?
Yeah, I got some the black, white, and gray.
Raiders. the shoes, Bo Jackson.
Man, them shits, they look hard. Man, them shits is super uncomfortable.
I ain't gonna lie, you busting with some Bo Jacksons though.
Oh man, I got the Raiders, the prototype 3s, black, white, and grays. Them shits is hard.
I almost want to see them. We got a couple of shoe connoisseurs over in the 30 Nation.
Y'all don't even want me to. Man, if I have, y'all know I'm a head. I'm a sneakerhead also now.
I used to be
a sneakerhead. I'm a sneakerhead. Like
I'm a hat head.
I got so many hats at this point. It's stupid. It's past an obsession.
Hey, look, hey Jay, I'm sitting with 4 of them right here on top of the one on my head.
Yeah, I think they're everywhere, man.
Hey, look,
I'm a sneakerhead to the point. I ordered a pair of Jordan Dornbachers. You know what those are?
Hell no. All
right, the dude that I ordered them from and they went and got authenticated and all that. He's the actual artist. Let me show you this picture real quick. The dude, I like art and different things. There's a lot of shit I don't show y'all, so I'm gonna just show you real quick. Dude, actually, these are the Jordan Dornbachers, the shoes he's got on his feet. But the dude that I ordered the shoes from actually did the painting.
Them are some colorful Jordans.
They're very colorful, but like I said, I'm a shoe collector. Will I wear them? No.
So you're telling me you can lick the bottom of them right now?
I got a lot of shoes you can lick the bottom of. I'm a collector, Dirk. I'm a collector, which means I collect. If I want to wear a pair of shoes, I'll order another pair of the same shoes and rock them, but not ever put them on. You know what I mean? Like I'll have one pair to wear and another pair that stays in the box. I got shoes from 92 that ain't never been worn. I didn't buy them. Yes, I can go in the house and bring them out right now. They got the original wrapper that got all that in the original box. Ain't never been put on a foot. I'm scared to put my feet in them.
How many pair of shoes would you say like you have?
At last count, shoes I haven't worn 70. 70 that I've never put on my feet.
Wow.
Yes, but there's a reason. Before everybody says anything, there's a reason. Some of my shoes have a value attached to them. And I've told my wife, if anything ever happens to me, aside from what I've got put aside, you hold on to those shoes as long as you can. And then you move them all at one big auction, and that's going to take care of you. It's crazy as you get older. It's like everything I do is I do it for others, man. And people going to say, you buy shoes for others. I'm looking at the long term. Well, like these Carolinas and these other shoes I know that are worth all this money. Hopefully I'll live another 20, 25 years. What are they going to be worth in 25 years?
I don't know, but it's going to be a whole lot more than they're worth now.
Right. What are these dead stocks going to be worth once and, Lord willing, or God forbid, something happens to Michael Jordan's? Look at the Kobe's. Kobe's went through the roof overnight. Whenever tragedy happens, there's money to be made. You know what I mean?
Do you remember the first spaceman looking Kobe's?
I do. They was ugly as.
It was ugly as shit. The Adidas Kobe's.
The pennies. They reminded me of the old ass Penny Hardaways. The all rubber jumps. I had a green pair. But anytime a tragedy forms, money's involved. Look at Travis Scott. That stuff happened at Astro World, and his shoes was already dumb expensive. The Cactus Jack Jordans and shits was already moving at $600-700. That shit happened at Astro World. The shoes doubled overnight.
Oh shit!
So something happens with Jordan. There's some shoes that's gonna be like, man, they mass produced them shits. But them shoes from the early 90s never been touched.
You know, the only thing I got from the early 90s is my basketball, my basketball, baseball, and football card collection. I started in 1993.
See, that's dope. I haven't had these shoes since 93. I bought them, and that's when they came out. Like, they've been authenticated. Yes, they're from 92. Yes, they're from 93. Yes, they're from 94. And you can see they've never been worn. They've never been laced.
You got some 94.
I didn't have no Jordans at that age, man. We was broke as a bitch. I was stealing shoes.
You got 94
shoes on the porch. I stole them. What you said?
You got 94 Pippins, Airs, the Nike Airs?
No, I don't have any Pippins.
That was 93 was Pippins. What about the Magics? You remember the Magic Johnsons?
I do remember the Magic. Yeah, that resembled the Shaqs.
Yes. What about the Patrick Ewings? You got some Ewings in there?
I don't have no Ewings, but I mean, because you could buy them. They got this shit out here, these little stores right up the street from here. Got Ewings for sale right now. The red ones, the gray ones, the black one. Says Ewing, big as a bitch across the back of them.
Yeah,
but no, we didn't have that money when I was young. We didn't have that money. And it's like now I'm reliving my childhood the way I wanted to. Like, I didn't have the video game consoles. I didn't have the Jordans. That's why I did a lot of the things I did was to try to get those things. So now that I'm able to get them, I get them. My little boy, I told you I took him shopping yesterday. He's 5. And he wants shoes. He wants clothes. You know what I mean?
Like father, like son.
A lot of the things I couldn't do as a kid, now that I can, I do. And I think that's where the obsession with the shoes comes from. And the hats. The hats is because I'm bald. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Dude in the store asked me, well, why you wear a hat? Because I'm bald, bitch. Mind your business.
I'll make that a double.
Then why do you have so many hats? Well, I mean, it ain't like I can cut my hair any type of way I want. But what I can do is change up my hat game.
Straight up.
You know what I
mean? Hey, Blood on the Razor Wire. He said both Jacksons. He said,
yeah. Both. I go grab them. I grab them. You want me to grab them? I got some fire. All I got to do is run the house and grab them. I got some fire.
Okay, look. Okay, consistently, I've asked 2 of my last interviews, what is the holy grail of your shoe collection? And one person said I think he said the infrared 11s, I think. And one person said the Jordan 1s, red and black.
I got a lot of old shit, man. And I really don't know. I got the Pontaine 11s, the double pack. It's the 11s with the 23s, which is Pontaine is Carolina blue.
Oh, wait. Is that the 93s?
Yes. I can get them.
The dark.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab them and show you. Y'all hold on for 1 second. I'm going to show you my favorite pair. And I think these are from 95, but I'd rather show you. So y'all can't be like, he wailing. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Growing boy, my mama told me so. The red and black from the 85 collection. Jordan 4s and Jordan 1s. I personally think, like, if you go in chronological order, Jordan 1s would be the holy grail. Oh, I thought you had a rap. Oh. So I actually got an interview with Hoodie from the Hood later. Hoodie from the hood. What up, boys? Shout out to you. Blee blah. Blee blah. That's different. Blee blah. Blee blah. Dirty, you from Sac? Yes, sir. Malik Gardner, what's your YouTube channel, Dirty? Dirty Weather 916. My YouTube channel was the same channel up there, but there is 3. Dirty Weather 916, Dirty 916. Not Dirty Weather 916, Dirty 916, and Prison Stories by Dirty Weather. Them is my 3 channels.
All right.
Oh, excuse me. I was corrected by the missus. What is it, babe? Prison Stories by Dirty Weather 916. That's my other channel. I was corrected by the missus.
All right, you see these?
Mm-hmm.
This box. This is 1995. This is Travel Back in Time. This is the wrapper to the shoes in a Ziploc.
Damn.
Now, I've actually got another pair of these. Do you see these?
Damn.
I'm afraid to put these on.
Damn.
You see the bottoms. Manufactured 95. Originals. OGs. And I just grabbed off the original shelf. I've got another pair of these I wear.
Damn.
This is when they were still real patent leather. Yes.
Damn. Hey.
These shoes are 27 years old.
Damn. Hey, but them Carolina Blues you got though.
Never been laced. Never been worn. The Pontaine 11s, yeah, hey, they go hard. But these are 27 years old, man.
Wow.
And do you know why I got these? And I paid a good grip for them. There's a reason behind getting them, man. I remember I got to fighting with this kid named Earl when I was in school, right? And I remember he had those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to fighting over some clothes I had on. And he was picking on me over something I had on. And as an adult, I ran across these. And I always wanted them because the kid I got to fighting with, he always had the fresh shoes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself, I said, damn, I'm going to get them one day. Well, I can get the retro version. I can get the newer version, but I wanted those. So this is a pair of them shoes that in due time, if anything happens to me, this is going to be a light bill right here. My wife could take these shoes right here and make a couple car payments. It's not just wasted money. People don't understand. They think that the shoe game, like maybe with the hats, that's wasted money because I'm never going to see the money back on the hats. Let's be real. But with the Jordans and things like that, they're not depreciating, not the originals, not shit that's 27 years old because over time they're going away. They're just bringing them back, flipping it.
Man, hey, look, shoe game is a market. It is a true to life market. Like you go live with some people and they got the shoe thing, the shoe rack behind them.
I'm gonna do it one day, man. One day when because I'm on the laptop right now. I got a closet. My walk-in closet is literally got shelves, and there's just boxes.
You gotta
this
remember.
Ain't happen, and I want to make this real clear too. This didn't happen with YouTube. Let's make this very clear. This is stuff I was doing prior to YouTube. Never forget, and I'm not boasting. I am proud of the things I've done. I do own a construction company. Had been running a construction company successfully for many years before I ever became monetized. People, you wouldn't have that if it wasn't for YouTube. I had this before YouTube. This big ass house I live in, I had before YouTube. Everything I've got, I had.
And nothing like being self-made, ain't it?
Self-made, man. I mean, and hate it, love it, call it what you want. I call it drive and ambition. I did everything wrong if I can go out there and create money in the streets out of nothing, day in and day out and survive, if I could take that same energy and direct it towards something positive, this is the end results. That's what's happened. I learned how to hustle and do everything wrong to get money. I took that same mentality and applied it to YouTube, applied it to construction, and I've won at it. I've learned in this game, don't lie, don't be fugazi, don't get on here and try to pretend to be somebody that you're not. Like you telling that story earlier, that was you. That was something most people would have buried that skeleton in the closet and left that bitch in prison. They would never told that story. You know what I mean?
Hey, shit, I figure like shit. If I could tell the homies, then shit, what's worse? Like shit, I ain't kissing nobody but Drina, and she cool with it. Hey, hey, she probably might sleep a little bit away from me tonight though.
Hey, Mark,
memories too fresh. Hey, Jay.
Yo.
All right, man. Well, shit, man.
Hey, look, go ahead. I know we've been on here a long time, man, and I do appreciate everybody coming through. Let me go ahead. Let everybody know where they can find you at real quick.
Man, Dirty Weather 916 creeping on the come up, man. YouTube had their foot on my neck for a long time, but now I'm about to take their foot, twist it, and throw it up off of me and get back on my path, man. Like, I got discouraged. They demonetized me in like March, but that shit is over. YouTube, better get ready for Dirty Weather.
Hey, Dirt, it ain't over till you quit, man. Remember that. It ain't
quitting
over
is
till
not
you give up, man.
Quitting is not an option. Failure means death.
For anybody that wants to YouTube, I'm going to give you my 3 pointers, man. Consistency, honesty, and character. If you're somebody people can't stand to be around or hear talk or just don't like as a person, YouTube's not going to work for you. If you're going to get on here and lie, YouTube's not going to work for you. And if you're not going to take it serious, YouTube is not going to work for you. You got anything else you want to add before we jump out, Dirt?
YouTube be your best friend or your worst enemy. Trolls are always going to come. I understand that. Some shit just to people seem too good to be true. And it be the plain, honest truth. If you one of them people, so be it. The truth is the truth. Accept it. Understand. Maybe that's skeptic. But trust me, understand your energy is seen. Like what you're trying to do is seen. I'm one of them YouTubers. I don't care how long I've been here. I look at the comments and I take note. Man, your supporters, man, they fuck with Jay Williams the long way. I'm telling you, back when we did an interview damn near a year ago, and we put it on Drina's channel. Drina's Haven 916. That channel went crazy.
Yeah.
Jay sent me. And they still coming saying Jay sent me. So I appreciate that from you, bro, because I'm telling you, I'm trying to get to 10,000, and I'm trying to do it before, like, the end of the year.
So y'all heard what that man said, man. When y'all get out of here, y'all go over to Dirty Weather 916. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button, man. Share the video and show that man some love, man. He's been doing this a long time. Dirt's good people. Watch his stories. Y'all think I'm a good storyteller? I brought this dude on as one of my first live interviews. So what do you think that I think about him, man? Dirt's awesome. This is my dude. This is one of the people. I don't kick it with many YouTubers because I've found that can end really bad. But Dirt's one of them dudes that since me and Dirt linked up shit over a year ago, we consistently back and forth on the jack, man.
Man. But so, look, let me say this real quick. So what I got coming up is an interview from Hoodie from the Hood. If y'all don't know Hoodie from the Hood, get up on it. That's what's coming up next on the Dirty Nation.
I'm out of here, y'all. I appreciate all y'all for watching. I love y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Salute. All right, Dirt.
All right, man. Go.
Go on.
Love you, Longbeard. All right, man. Go.